The following program is a paid advertisement for As Seen on TVPC's Back to School Special, brought to you by AsSeenOnTVPC.com. As Seen on TVPC brings you the best and the latest in computing. Back to school, starting a new business, or just looking for the best computer buy on the market today? Don't buy some old merchandise sitting around a retail store for weeks or months. Get the newest software technology from Microsoft, coupled with 600 megahertz blazing speed from Intel. Custom built for you and your family. So new, in fact, the stores don't even have it. And remember, the Internet is the most powerful learning and research tool known to man. You can harness that power with this complete system, and we do mean complete. Everything you'll need for a little more than $1 a day per month. If your kids love Harry Potter, everything they ever wanted to know about the world's most famous wizards will be available to them. How about Pokemon, Barbie, Hot Wheels? You name it, it's there on the Internet for the taking. Homework help, tutoring, math, English, algebra, science, it's all there. Buy a car, trade stock, do your finances, shop for a mortgage, all with just a click of a mouse. And thousands of dollars of software is just where it starts, because we have the most accurate search engine and Internet access preloaded on the system. And you won't have to pay one thin dime for the service. We're talking free Internet access. Computer prices are going up. That's why this offer is extremely limited and will sell out. We're so convinced that you'll absolutely love it. We'll even let you try it out for 30 days in your home risk-free. And to tell you how you can have the absolute newest technology from Microsoft delivered to your home, here's the host of As Seen on TVPC, Mel Arthur.
Everybody's reading about it. Everybody's heard about it. Everybody's seen it on television. You've heard about it in all the financial magazines. What? PC prices ready to go through the roof. Here it is right here, USA Today. Take a look at that article. PC prices poised to climb for school and holiday sales. That's right. They are projecting shortages on processors, on memory, on CD-ROM, on hard drives. And this has been building and building and building for the last several months. Well, guess what? Systemax saw this coming months and months and months ago. And they got commitments from manufacturers like Intel. They've got commitments on memory. That guy got commitments on hard drives, on CD-ROMs, on power supplies. So they would have products coming in so they could build systems for back to school. That's why we are offering this incredible back to school offer right now. I want you to call everyone you know that's even thinking about buying a computer, because what you're going to see right now are prices that are absolutely unbelievable. This is a complete system. It has everything you have ever wanted in a computer. Scanner, printer, huge monitor, system from Intel, Intel power, 64 megs of RAM, fax modem, CD-ROM, all the cables, everything included right down to the surge protector, the mouse, the internet keyboard, the speakers. Why is it so incredible? Because we're going to give you a price that in a couple of months you would say is absolutely unbelievable. In a couple of weeks you'll scratch your head and say, how did they ever do it? That's right. Because this system at $1,599 in 4 or 5 or 6 weeks, you'll say, no way, how could they do it at $1,599? And you'll be happy to buy it at $1,599. But right now, because Systemax was smart, because they went ahead, because of the volume that we do, over 50,000 systems sold this year, they knew that they could get the commitment from Intel to bring you a price with a custom-built system with things you haven't seen anywhere here today, ready for back to school, ready for opening your own business, ready for starting your own business on the Internet, and not even $1,499 or even $1,399. This system, totally complete with everything that you need. Fully IBM compatible. Tech support, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. That's there for you. 1 year on-site service in your home. A 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. And as soon as you get excited about this, you better call, because I guarantee you, this is a limited offer. When it sells out, you'll be kicking yourself because you miss it. You go, wow, I should have got in at $1,399. That's not the price. No. But you'd be happy at $1,399 when you see the incredible software package you have with the system. And I will tell you right now, when you look at the price of the software, thousands of dollars of software at full retail out there in the stores. When you see the Internet access we give you, that alone will totally pay for the system. The savings are absolutely sensational. Now, we have never, and I will say never, since we have been on the air here with our show, gone below $1,299. You're talking about an Intel inside. That's the name. Packed in Intel processor. 600 megahertz Celeron. Lightning power, lightning speed, great for games, multimedia, for music, for video, for all the things you want to do, for surfing the net at incredible speed. This system, with this huge 17-inch monitor, with this fantastic scanner printer, with the scanner, with the cables, with everything included at $1,299, the lowest price you've ever done. That is not it. At $1 off, at $1,298, I'd stop right now. The phone lines are going to blow up. But we're going lower than that. That's right. We're taking this under $1,200. We're going to give you a number of different ways to pay for it. We even have payments that are so low with no interest, no payments for 90 days. I mean, it just can't be beat. Everyone that dials in right now for this complete system, with the mouse, with the internet keyboard, with all the software, and with all the surprises that I have coming for you that you haven't seen yet, is not even $1,200. That's right. $1,199. We have never, and I would say never, ever, ever, and let me say that to you again, never gone that low on any system you've seen us here before. And it gets even better because we have $200 in rebates from USA Bank Shares, Stamps.com, hardware rebates that takes the price down to $999. That is absolutely sensational. You can still get the $400 MSN rebate. Now, with that, you have to go ahead and commit to paying for the MSN service for 3 years, but you get $400 back in advance. So if that's going to help you buy your computer, that's great. So we give you it out. But remember, you get free internet access and general search for as long as you own the system. And as I said, there is so much more. Now, when you think about this price, when I say it's easy to make payments on this, I guarantee it's easy. Listen to this.
Now, as seen on TV PC makes owning a computer so easy for you. We've teamed up with MBNA America, one of the nation's premier lenders, to give you an incredibly easy, fast, and affordable program. Just call the toll-free number now, and representatives will help you get the computer you want. It's a simple process, and you can get financed in as little as 60 seconds, right on the phone. Think of it, payments as low as $33.50 a month, and no payments, no interest for 90 days. It can't be any simpler than that. There's no application fees, no prepayment penalties, and no transaction fees for purchases billed directly to your Xenon TVPC account. Just call the toll-free number, or go to our website at www.xenontvpc.com, and you can get the most advanced computer systems available today for monthly payments as low as $33.50, and with no payments, no interest for 90 days. Call right now.
Now, whether you pay on credit, whether you pay on installment payments, doesn't make a difference. You still get to use the rebate. That money comes back to you. So it is a sensational deal from the financial aspect. Guaranteed all your money back. You have that 30-day unconditional money back guarantee. And as I said, there are so many more surprises. Lowest price you've ever done a system. Total system, complete, with the scanner, with the printer, with this giant 17-inch monitor, with the high-speed memory, with a fast modem built in, so you can send faxes all over the world with the click of a mouse. So your kids will be surfing on the web. They'll be able to do their homework, do their term papers, and their kids get extra credit. And those term papers come in typed, and especially if they can do graphics and fancy pictures with it as well, they'll be able to do that. That's why, as a back-to-school opportunity, this is unbelievable. Look what else we're adding in. You know, kids love to play games. But every time we've ever sold a system, people have had to go out and buy a joystick. You never see a joystick. In fact, you never see a scanner included. A lot of times you never even see the printer included. We give you the printer, we give you the scanner, and we have also decided to throw in something for the kids because they're going to love this. This is going to be a great high-tech joystick that they'll be able to use on all their games to enhance the game experience, to have so much more fun. And if I stop right there with the add-ins, you're going to say, no way, you can't beat it. The deal just can't get any better. But guess what? This deal gets better. Remember, it's limited. You have to call in. And by the way, if you have questions, there is no question that is too small that we won't take care of. It's free to call. It's an 800 number. You call in. We have people standing by that are very, very, very skilled at answering your questions. They'll be happy to work with you and answer any questions and all the payment plans to you. The earlier you call in, that means the less you're going to have to wait on hold because the phones are going to be absolutely tied up and you see all the other things that we're throwing in with the system. Now, take a look at this. We have never, ever done this at this price. Here is a digital camera We're going to set this up here for you right here. We have never offered the digital camera at this price. Take a look at that quality right there on clip. That is fantastic. You will be able to do digital email. You will be able to go ahead and send video to your friends. Grandma will be able to. You'll have video conferencing set up. You can set up surveillance in your home for your own protection and safety. All that is included. That's standard at this price. Never, ever before at this price. This is, as I said, it is the best deal, the best package we ever put together for a complete system. Soup to nuts, right down to the mouse pad, we include everything. Now, as I said, we have even more things to include with the system. Take a look at the software package right here. You have 41 CDs, all these different titles, and take a look at all the software that we are including here right now.
And look at this huge software package included with this system. Over 40 CDs, including educational, informational, and games. Perfect for school kids. Research reports with up-to-date information from the 2000 edition of Compton's Interactive Encyclopedia Deluxe. Learn all about health and the body with Bodywork. Study the heavens with Compton's Astronomy. Learn languages the interactive way with Passport to 35 languages. Learn to type the fun way with one of the best typing tutorial programs, Mavis Beacon PC Typing. And then create spectacular reports and documents with the standard and word processing Corel Word Perfect. And now we've included the ultimate for anyone who wants to excel in school testing inside the ACT and inside the SAT and CSAT. And the software doesn't stop there. There's something for everyone in a family. National Geographic Trip Planner, Weight Watchers Light and Tasty with thousands of recipes and even cooking tips you can watch. Find anything you want with National Geographic Maps and map your own family with Family Tree Maker. Have fun with Cosmopolitan's Virtual Makeover. Then there's Bob Vila's Home Design, spreadsheet programs, presentation programs, and even web authoring software. And you get incredible graphic capabilities too. Print Shop, Special Edition, Photo Express, Adobe Photo Deluxe, even the American Greetings Creator Card to make your own professional-looking greeting cards. And no computer software package is complete without games. There's fantastic learning games like Mission Think, Oregon Trail Freeze, and Logic Quest 3D. Plus, your kids will love Dogs and Cats, Panzer General, Myth, The Real Deal, Team Apache, and Chessmaster 6000. This software package could cost thousands if you bought them separately in store, but they're included absolutely free with a fantastic system.
It's preloaded on there. When you turn the system on, it's ready to go, and it will install in just a couple of minutes. Literally, these computers today are like a toaster. You plug them in, you turn them on, they're ready to go in a matter of minutes, and then you'll be surfing the web doing all these incredible things that you want. But as I said, we have so much more with this system. You're going to want word processing. You're going to want spreadsheets. You're going to want database management. Now, you go out to buy a package like that, you're going to go out and spend hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars. We have it for you right here. Word Perfect Office Suite 2000. All that software, this is included. This is preloaded. This comes with the system. I can't believe we're giving this away with it as well, and it gets even better. Remember, $9.99 after rebate. 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Payments as low as $33.50 a month. 90-day payments, cash, no interest, no payments. A lot of people say, hell, CD-ROM is great, but you know, I'm going to probably want to go out at some point in time real soon and upgrade to one of those rewritable CD-ROMs so I can download music and download all kinds of files and video and make my own CDs and listen to music and listen to it, because that's the hottest thing around right now. So the kids call a burner. Well, if you try and upgrade on those systems, they tack on another $200 for that. Guess what? Special right now, while you're watching the show, if when you call in and you order the system and say, I would like to upgrade to the rewritable CD, the CDRW, instead of the CD-ROM, only $149, or you can add that onto your monthly payment for that, a couple of dollars a month. Just that simple. That's how easy we make this system to order. We have offered in the past a very special feature. Feature is called Conversate. Now, what is Conversate software? Conversate software allows you to talk to your computer and tell it what to do. That's right. You don't type on the keyboard. You don't click on the mouse. You talk to the computer, and it will answer you, and it will do whatever you say.
Your favorite.
Opening favorite list.
Pokemon. Go down. Stop scrolling. Hey Mom, this is the coolest program. Your favorite.
Opening favorite list. That is sensational software. You haven't seen that anywhere else. We are including that with this system. You have never seen that on any system that we have done below $15.99. Here it is today at $11.99, $9.99 after rebate. Intel Inside, 600 megahertz power. This is fantastic, but it continues to get better and better and better. When you buy a system in the stores today, you're going to go out and you're going to buy something and you're going to pick up the box and you're going to a little bit of dust on that box, okay? And when you pick the box up, it'll have dust on it for the simple reason that it's been sitting around there for a month or 2 months or 3 months or 4 months, whenever it was built, okay? It's old. The system you get from us, factory fresh, built for you when you order, shipped out to the comfort of your own home. And remember, we can approve your credit online while you're waiting, and we'll ship it right to you. You never have to leave your house to get your computer. You never want to go out of your house? Doesn't matter. We'll get you your computer. This is absolutely amazing. It gets even better because we're talking about the latest in technology, the greatest in technology. Come closer. Let me tell you this. This is really exciting. I can't get over this. All right. Everybody knows Microsoft. I mean, when it comes to operating systems, they're the number one name. Windows 98, the hottest operating system. That's what everybody's using right now. And if you go out to a store right now, you buy a system, you're going to get a system with Windows 98. Well, if you've heard, Microsoft has the newest version of their operating system coming out. This is the hot one. It's more stable, it's faster, it gives you better graphics. It has a new version of Internet Explorer. If you get a virus, you can actually go back in time to before you had the virus. I mean, it does things that people never, ever, ever dreamed of. Now, you're going to go to a store, you're going to buy a system that might have been built 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months ago, and they'll give you a coupon for an upgrade that you'll have to go out and get the new Windows ME operating system when it comes in and install it yourself. If you have to buy that upgrade, it's $119. If you buy the full version of the operating system, it's close to $200. Guess what? These systems are built factory fresh for you as you order them. Now, I say that. How do you know that? Here's how you know. Every system that you get comes with the brand new Windows ME operating system built in day one. You turn it on. It's there. You're the first kid on the block to have Windows Millennium operating system. There it is right there. That's sensational. With all of those new enhanced features for games and for video and for audio and for graphics and for downloading music. I mean, this is what everybody's talking about getting in a couple of months. You've got it delivered to you at this incredible price. We're talking at just about $1 a day. What a package. We are talking complete here. Not what everybody else offers. This is complete. As I said, this system at $15.99 is an absolute giveaway, brand new from Microsoft. And I'm still not done. Because, believe it or not, the biggest expense other than buying thousands of dollars for software for your computer is something that people very rarely think about. You know what that is? It's internet access. In the course of a year, you could spend anywhere from $200 to $250 a year for your internet service provider. Now, over a 5-year period, that would be $1,000 or $1,250. How'd you like to have that money in your pocket? How would you like to have all that money back? You don't have to spend it. It's there. You won't have to lay that money out. How can we do that? We're doing it. Because remember I said, this is an exciting deal. Absolutely exciting deal. When you order your system today, not only do you get an incredible price of $999 after rebate, not only do you get incredible financing, a payment for $33.50 a month, 90 days, same as cash, or we break the credit card payments up into 3 easy payments. So, not only give you these great rebates, not only do we give you a 30-day money-back guarantee, great technical support, Windows ME, when you log on to this system, you will have loaded on there free internet access for as long as you own the system from GeneralSearch.com. That's right, free internet access. And you're going to say, well, why General Search? Well, the big reason is General Search gives you stuff that nobody else gives you. What do you get with General Search? You get free real-time stock quotes. Hello. Most people have to pay a lot of money or open up a big brokerage account and spend thousands of dollars to get that. You don't have to do that. That is on there right there. And by the way, when you start trading stocks on the internet, you know, I always say computers can save you money, computers can make you money. How about having real-time quotes and doing all kinds of real-time research on the internet with the touch of the mouse, just like the big boys down on Wall Street. That is a huge way to save and make money. How about using general search to find mortgage rates if you're going to buy your house? You realize what you could save on a mortgage rate and finding the right rate online? That is a huge save. How about buying a car online? How about doing all your regular shopping online? Kids, homework help online. The greatest resources in the world are there for you to do your homework, to get help with math, with English, with science, with algebra, whatever the subject is, to do your term paper, to do your book report. And it's fun for the kids to do. That's the great part. I guarantee you it will improve their grades. And if you improve a child's grades, better chance to get into college, better chance to go further. I mean, what will be worse for their earning power down the road? Hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars. This could literally change the life of you and your family members right now. That's what you can get with this incredible ability on the internet with general search. Free internet access on this totally complete system. Remember, everything here is complete. Soup to nuts, you've got it all. Now, what else does general search give you? It gives you more telephone numbers, more than AOL. Faster access than all the other internet providers. How about connections? When I mean connections, links. Because search engines are defined by the number of links they have, the real powerful search engines. Now, take somebody like Yahoo, and one of the greatest sites in the world. Yahoo is fantastic. Yahoo has about 2 million links. General Search has 100 million links. That is fantastic. Why? Because this is, and it's not just me saying it, Forbes magazine said that they are the single most accurate search engine technology on the market today. You are getting that free, built-in, preloaded on your system. And General Search also gives you free email. They give you an 800 number for free voicemail, and also a number for 800 number for free faxing. So if somebody leaves you a voicemail or can send you a fax from anywhere in the world, you can pick it up on your email. This is a system that blows away the competition. You're not going to find it in the stores. You're not going to find it in the catalog. You won't find it on the shopping network. You won't find it on any other television show. Because we have worked with Systemax to bring you this incredible buy like no one else is offering before. Look at the printer. It's not an upgrade. It's not an add-on. This is included. This is from Canon, one of the top names in computer peripherals. The quality of this is literally photographic. You look at that. Now you say, wait, you did that in the darkroom though? No, it wasn't done in the darkroom. It's really, really simple. How do we do it? Because we also have this incredible Scan Maker scanner right here. This is literally like a photographic darkroom with that scanner. And when I say that, I mean, I'm somebody, I have boxed away in my house now probably well over $1,000 or more in darkroom equipment. Haven't used it in years. Why? Because with the scanner and a printer like this, I can do basically anything I wanted. Faster, easier. I can crop pictures. I can create calendars. I can create posters. I can do anything creatively that I want to do with the scanner in a matter of seconds. I'll be creative and print it out with this great, wow. I mean, you look at that picture and go, wow, that had to be done with the camera. No, done with the scanner. It's printed right off the computer. That is truly amazing. This is one of the most powerful tools that you can possibly own. Now, what I'm talking about right now, you're saying, Mel, that's it, I'm going to work. Wait, there's more. There is actually more with the system. This gets even more exciting. And that's why I say you should be dialing instantaneously. You should call every single person you know that is looking to buy a computer, that's thought about buying a computer, that's thinking about upgrading the computer. You know why? Because the average person, if you went out to buy all the parts, buy everything separately, the motherboard, the Intel inside processor, the memory, the CD-ROM, the hard drive, this giant, this is not a small case, this is not a mini case like you get. Most of the cases have no expansion, they're about this big right here, they're cut off right here. This is a full-size tower case with extra expansion bays and slots and such. You can build and upgrade your system. You couldn't buy the parts and build it less than what we're selling for you right now. You can talk to anybody in the computer business, and they will tell you that with everything that we have included. And as I said, it gets even better. But let's talk about upgrading. A lot of people out there say, hey, I'd like to buy a computer, but you know, technology changes stuff. I think I'm going to wait to see what comes out. Well, I've been in the computer business since 1970, and I sold mainframes for Honeywell Corporation. One thing I learned over the years is that the computer business is a constantly changing, constantly updating business. Now, we have made this system totally upgradable in every way. The problem is for most people to upgrade is you either have to drag the computer down to the store where you bought it or send it back to where you bought it and have them ship it back to you or buy expensive parts and pay a couple $100 for labor. And when you get done, you say, you know something, maybe I just should have bought a new system. Well, not so with this, because we have developed a new exclusive program right here called the SystemX Technology Guarantee. You get this with your system. This is worth its weight in gold. Let me tell you how this works. Let's say 6 months from now, 8 months from now, you want to upgrade the processor or you want to upgrade the motherboard. You go to our website, as seen on tvpc.com, or you call into us and have one of our technology experts give you all the information you want to know about upgrading. You buy the part from us. And by the way, we guarantee that our prices are so low they will not be beat anywhere on the net. That's right. We have the lowest prices on the part. You get the part at this incredible savings. Now, what we will do for you is we will install that part for you absolutely free. Not for $100, not for $200, absolutely free. And we will pay to ship it back to your home. That is included with your system. Nobody out there gives you that. This is a no-brainer. You can't get a better deal. I mean, it's guaranteed to your money back. You take it into your home, fix the tires, try it out. Let the kids do a term paper on it. Let the kids do a book report on it. Do all the research that they want to do. Start your own business in your home. Telecommute. Create a website. You can use the camera and everything else that you have, and the scanner, and the printer, and all of these other great capabilities to build your own website and build your own web business just to add on it and make a little extra income. This could change your life. And I talk about changing your life. The whole system, everything complete. We'll talk about Intel Inside processor, this high-speed 64 megabyte memory, everything included, CD-ROM drive, 20 gigabyte giant hard drive, the big 17-inch monitor, the scanner, the printer, the speakers, the video, all included, the CompoSafe software, Windows Millennium. We're talking about free internet access for as long as you own the system, thousands of dollars worth of software, the free SystemX technology upgrade, technical support, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Something goes wrong in the first year, someone will come to your house to fix it. A 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. I mean, this is the package if you're saying to yourself, I can't believe it. Well, let me tell you, while you're sitting there scratching your head, there's hundreds of thousands of people that are dialing onto the phone right now, and you're going to have to sit and wait. If you have a question, I want you to call in. If you're tired of the dead-end job you're in right now, maybe you want to have a computer career. The way to do it is get a computer in your home. Teach yourself. Learn. This is simple. You plug it in, you turn it on, and it absolutely rolls. Everything is pre-loaded when you get it. Whether you're 6 or 60, 7 or 70, 8 or 80, it doesn't matter. Your kids will love it. The family will love it. You'll wish you had 2 or 3 computers in the house. You'll be absolutely amazed. This purchase, this telephone call will literally change your life. It will do more for you than any single purchase you have ever done. Forget about your home. Forget about your car. This is the one purchase you will make in your life that will literally change your home. If you don't get it, you'll be kicking yourself. If you do, you will be the single most happy person in the world.
And for all your computer needs, visit AsSeenOnTVPC.com, the web's most convenient computer shopping store. It's your one-stop global shop for computers, peripherals, software, and much more. The preceding program was a paid advertisement for AsSeenOnTVPC's back-to-school special, brought to you by AsSeenOnTVPC.com.
On the Computer Chronicles, our annual Consumer's Buying Guide show. The best new computer products and technology gadgets of the year. One promotion video on your PC for $99. We'll show you the new QuickScan. Want the ultimate new handheld organizer? Check out the OmniGo from Hewlett-Packard. Are you a Jacques Cousteau fan? Now you can be the captain of your own underwater explorer with a new CD-ROM simulation called Cousteau's World. Plus, the newest version of Video Director lets you edit home videos on your PC. Much more, including Giles Online and this week's computer news, all coming up next on the special edition of the Computer Chronicles. Computer Chronicles is made possible in part by Hewlett-Packard Personal Computers. developing PCs for business. Additional funding from the Software Publishers Association, providers of educational materials to help manage software. Don't copy that twice. Hi, and welcome to the Computer Chronicles. I'm Steve Cassell. We've brought in some old redecorated furniture here, as you can see, to help celebrate the 12th annual Consumer Buying Guide Show. And we have lots of special guests from the computer world joining us today with the absolute best new computer products of the year. And getting their first shot at the favorite goodies of the year are Tim Baharin of Creative Strategies, Chris Gorman, who's editor for AOL's First Look column, and for Midroll magazine, Suzanne Coteau. Okay, guys, we're going to start with you, and what are you going to say?
Very cool product. These shows were from Interactive and John McCarthy shows production, the elder son of Dr. Show. Right. First in the series, this one having to deal with the coral reef cities under the sea. In it, we have a choice of 7 different labs to go to. This is the adaptations lab. And in each lab, there are a variety of different things to be used to explore. So we have the uses of colors, camouflage, coral reefs during the day and night, fish adaptations, and there's always an introduction by Jean himself, who introduces the whole concept of what you're going to the scene.
Can you hear some of this? Welcome to the Adaptation Lab. Here, as everywhere on Earth, everything is constantly
Sounds like I can follow. There's about 40 minutes of video in this particular product. There's about an hour's worth of narrated slideshows. Very cool product where you get the same type of studio quality that you see in all the programs, but you have it in interactive avenue.
Document.
Right.
And you can explore the different oceans and bodies of water.
Different oceans, different kind of sea life. Exactly. Very cool product, $39.95 to interact.
Wow, sounds good. Okay, you're up, Suzanne. What are you going to say?
Well, a new HTML program for making web pages.
Okay, so this is if you want to create your own personal web page.
Your own personal web page, but you don't want to deal with HTML.
Right.
A lot of people don't want code edit. This is called Adobe PageMail. It's about $99. The two great things about it: one, no code. Two, you see immediate results. So, just like in any Mac program, if I highlight text, I can go right up to the menu bar and make changes. You see the results.
So you're protected from all the HTML program stuff. And you just say, here's what I want it to look like, and here's generate the program.
Okay.
HTML program. You know, this is really cool, though, when you think about it. I mean, right now, the guys that have been doing web pages have been commercial ventures or corporations, right? And yet, all of us would like to have the ability to do something similar. And with AOL now actually letting you have your own web page coming down the line, this is a great tool to make it very simple. It's drag and drop. Everyone will have their web page. That's good. Their own web page. Okay, so how do you do graphics on this thing, Suzanne?
Oh, easy. Just start that easy. Just the file.
And that's it.
That's good.
So, I mean, it's a really no-brainer type situation. Huh? Okay, and how about Hotmail? Can you do that?
You can. I don't know how.
But it says on the box you can do it.
I've been told that you can do that on screen. Is it a Mac on this one? Currently, yeah. Adobe has come with a Windows version that's genuine.
Okay, so it's called PageMail.
PageMail from Adobe.
And it's $99.
$99.
Yeah, we're going to talk about the pages here, a product called QuickCam from Connected Corporation. And this is a little camera. This is holding right. And what we can do is we can go in and actually take a movie. We record what we're doing. Like this. Let's do relaxing here. So that's real time. Right. And you can go back and actually play the movie just as you recorded it. Let's do relaxing. Right. But what's interesting about this little camera here is inexpensive, like $129 with $99 retail. And then you marry it with this, which is a connected video phone software that allows you to run over ISDN or a LAN, and you have like $179 system to let you have a video phone. And interestingly, it actually even works on the standard twisted pair, regular telephone lines. It's just the recording rate or the actual compression rate is low. But if you had a version of this and I had a version of this, you might look at the video phone as well. So we could do pictures on video phone type stuff. This stuff our PCs or a Mac. Right. This is new stuff for $250. It's really nice, yeah. And the potential exists because you're actually taking pictures. That happened to be a movie that you could actually do snapshots and just drop that into a Christmas card or any type of video card you want in the future as well. You don't use any product that has a lot of potential. It's about $100 to get the you get the software. And it plugs into what? The parallel port. Parallel and the keyboard. You can get into power from the keyboard. Power up keyboard goes inside to the parallel port. Yeah. And then the other thing is you can take these little videos and dump them into any document. That's right. Just a regular video file or extremely low cost rate. Okay. So it's quick plan, unconnected, right, and about $100. About $100 for the camera, about $59 for the software. And available on store shelves now. Yeah, I tell you what, I think it's really good. I think for $99 for everything. I mean, it's the most fun per dollar on my PC I think I've ever had. Yeah, really cool. Okay, we've got some other things to play with. And what else can I tell you?
Copy Mechanics Car Guide for 1996. Over 7,500 different models. For anybody interested.
To buy cars.
It's to buy, to lease.
How to buy a car.
Exactly. Tips on how to deal with your dealer, how to check over a used car yourself.
Is there multimedia? Is there video stuff in there?
Video stuff. You can customize your car if you want to. Check out different colors. About $30 in the stores now.
Oh.
Terrific little tool.
Are you using it?
I'm shopping for a car and I'm using it right now.
All right, I have to get a copy of that too. All right, zip drive. Tell us about it.
So if you have a friend who has a stack of double drives on the desk, this is a great gift because with this little tiny cool triple drive, you get a floppy disk size media that holds 100 megabytes.
Wow.
Yeah, formatted about 94.
Now the pricing that I do is really expensive too. That's like $200 for the driver, and then each disc is like $20, right?
Yeah, and that's this.
And what makes that interesting is it actually changes the way you might look at a hard drive. Right now you have a 6-hard drive, and all of a sudden now I've got 100 megabyte cartridges where I can put images and pictures and special files that don't even have to be on the hard drive. It's always great for backup. These are carry this thing around. Does this require AC, with the battery in it?
No, this comes with an adapter.
Okay, so it's a zip drive, there's how much money?
$200.
Wow, okay. Very cool. What do you got, Tom? Yeah, so this is the new Omnigo from Computer Packers. Now, this is their new handheld device. Interestingly, this is not like the HPLS 200, which is actually a PC handle. Rather, this is more like the Wizard or the Daytimer type class. It's an organizer. That's right. But it's a little bit different in that it actually has a pen, and it allows you to actually put this in a hold around the back, and you can write. So I can write, I can go in and pick up information, I can actually turn it from landscape to portrait anytime I want, and then I can go in and it's like graffiti on it, so I can actually write, so it does have recognition, good recognition from the company called which is really graffiti. And it's an excellent product. It's $399, although I think this time you're going to be able to find it for probably only $350. So it's like a little Newton with a keyboard. It's built in. Right. And it comes with like all the normal organizers. Yeah, address books, notes, everything. Yeah. Nice little product. This on the market. Omnigo from HP. All right. Well, thank you all very much. Lots of new codes. We're going to see you back a little bit later. All right, now my pick for one of the best new computer goodies of the year is a coffee shop. It's one of the best in the growing new trend of cyber cafes. This one is called Cybersmith, and it's in Cambridge, Massachusetts.
At Cybersmith, they serve up a mixed menu of lattes and internet access all under one high-tech roof. Here, newbies as well as wireheads can intermingle as they hop on the internet or sample the latest software.
The underlying concept is that there are a lot of new advances in technology that the general public is aware of but doesn't fully understand. And that would include the internet, to an extent online services, virtual reality, CD-ROM. This is a place where they can come and see it and do it.
This Harvard Square wired eatery is decorated with fiber optic cable, CD-ROM lights, and cozy wraparound booths. In order to access any of the 53 computers, you'll need a cyber card which costs $1 for a 6-month membership. Besides surfing the net, you can also try out the latest CD-ROMs, morph your image and print it on a t-shirt, and explore the world of virtual reality. All the software as well as a wealth of books are available for purchase. And of course, there's the food, espresso, sandwiches, and desserts, all ordered online. Marshall Smith stresses that Cybersmith is not just for computer whiz kids. The cafe provides a comfortable electronic environment for novices as well. Knowledgeable staff members called TechnoSmiths are eager to help beginners of any age.
We're selling understanding. We're selling the use of it. We're selling basically time. That's our primary product. We call it TechnoSmith. who are in the stores will help you do whatever it is that you're trying to do. Our slogan down there is, I hear and I forget, I see and I remember, and I do and I understand. And that's what the store's all about.
The Computer Chronicles, I'm Giles Bateman.
Have we found something that turns you on yet? If not, you get another shot. Here to show us their picks for the best new computer products of the year are Christine Gretz of Electronic Entertainment Magazine, Beth DePalba with Computer Life Magazine, and Paul Schindler, Windows Magazine. And I guess Beth, we're going to start with you. What you feel the episode?
Well, if you know anyone with a camcorder and a VCR, yeah, pretty much everyone, takes a lot of movies, this is a great product called Ambience. All you need is, like I said, a camcorder and a VCR, and a cable and a software. Once you load it, you play your videos, and you define clips that you're going to compile into your final movie.
So your video clips running over there off the VCR, huh?
Right. So I want the shot of this man over here. I'm going to hit start of clip on the software, and the video director has recorded the beginning of the clip. When I'm done, wash my hands, I hit end of clip.
So you're marking it in and out.
You got it. And then I'll pause the movie for... Exactly. It's just like professional software, but it's cheap, $49.95.
$49.95. So just software. And the cables or just the software?
Well, no, the cable also.
So all you need is a camcorder, a VCR, and a camcorder. And your software. And so you can edit stuff. But you need a VHS, VCR, and your original camera so you have to add up and
You have to have someone who's really interested in doing videos in the first place.
Yeah.
But basically what you can do...
$49.
Yeah.
Right.
You have to do, right, well...
So how do you actually edit? It shows them how you select.
Okay, so you select the touch, and then all you have to do is say space clip. Dialog box prompts you, I'm going to say plant 2, which is just some video of a plant
So you
show.
can put a little name on each clip.
Right.
Not the same thing.
Okay, not the same plant show. Right. And then you can continue on marking the take and saving your clip. Then once you're done with that, all you have to do is drag and drop these clips in a particular order that you want them to run. So say I want plant show 2, and then I want to run plant 3 in between those clips.
And press go and walk out and come back.
You press go, and your VCR will be ready to go.
So basically with all the hardware most people currently have, I guess you can do one.
Exactly.
Now, can you do different kinds of effects between? Is it
No,
just
that's why it's inexpensive, right? It's just butt touch,
Right.
and but it's great to take out of focus shots. You know, there's a lot of people that just keep their videos on the set. Who wants to show them something? Stuff like
You have to
that.
watch it for hours of the day.
Exactly. Exactly.
Okay, so it's called Video Director Home.
That's right.
And some gold disc.
That's right.
Paul, you're on. What are you going to show us? Well, I'm going to show you a great game. Now, you know Stuart, although not a lot of people do, but I was on Jeopardy, and I am a...
So you know from great games.
I know from great games,
Okay.
and this is one of the most entertaining computer games I've ever seen. It's from Berkeley Systems. It's $50. It's called You Don't Know Jack. Now, it's set up as if you're on a television game, so choice of 1, 2, or 3 players. We've had it be 1 player. It's got music, it's got special effects, and it's got the weirdest questions and categories you've ever seen. I'm going to start it up here and play a question or 2. All right, I'm going to go for the category, the periodic table and the house companion of it. Every question has one of these animated openings with a score, a value. Now, if there were multiple players, they could buzz in for the question. Just number B.
All right.
Hey, I know my chemistry.
All right.
Do we have time for one more?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, these questions are so odd, but the music and the guys chatter every time you play
And
the
this
game.
is multimedia Trivial Pursuit.
It is,
right?
and it's cartoons and fancy winners, and there are hundreds of categories, hundreds of questions. It's never seen a game like this. It runs on the Macintosh where I'm demonstrating. It also runs on the Windows 95. You can run it under Windows 3.1 if you have Win32S installed. But it's so fancy. It takes a pretty powerful machine to play it down. 4666.
Now, why is that? It's just words in an audio.
Yeah.
What's the big deal?
It's clever, it's funny, it's well written.
And that takes processing time.
And that takes processing power. No, I didn't get a chance to read it. The incorrect, I don't know. I just lost it because I didn't actually have time to
So, I
read
mean,
the
this
question.
is collar game stuff, a bunch of people sitting around, and the computer
runs the game. But it's, it's not like the other computerized games that I've seen because it's not simply questions and answers. It's not like the home version of Jeopardy. It's exciting, it's interesting, it's funny, it's clever, it's got attitude.
I think you're like, Christine, your turn. What are you going to
Okay,
say?
a different kind of game. It's called Panic in the Park. And this is an adventure game. Much like this, it's a first-person perspective. In this case, you're wandering around in an amusement park. And the big selling point here stars Erica Elena, who was with Faye West, who you may remember her from the Beverly Hillbillies movie. Or you may not. Basically, what you're doing, you're wandering around the park, and you're going to interact with these video characters. The game sits on 3 because it's contained by the video. So I explore the park. So what makes this a little bit different, and I'm kind of fun for families, is that there's also traditional amusement park games in here. Something like Speedball or whatnot.
You can just play the normal.
Yeah, so you can do the adventure game, or you can go ahead and play the quick.
What's the object of the game when it's going to park?
You're kind of solving this through. We have evil twins. Evil twins are big things. And the park is up for closure, and you're trying to save the park.
Okay.
So you're looking for the lost bees there. And what I'm doing right now is I'm going to the, I'm trying to call up one of the games. The amusement park games.
Okay, now do you have to do these games to win the big game, or do you just
Yeah.
stop and have fun and take a break from solving the puzzle?
You do this as part of solving the whole
So you have to
story.
play these arcade games.
Right, but you can also go ahead and just do them for music.
Without fees and tips,
No, you
Can
have
a
to...
normal human being play these games?
Yeah, actually you can, and that's been sort of the complaint with gamers is that it isn't as high as some people out, but it's great for families, and we're looking at, recommend this is like Speedball.
Oh, yeah. Good.
So it takes a little practice to get used to the
Well,
game.
yeah.
Yeah, so that's for sure.
Okay, so real quick, let's run around. I know you have a couple more things you want to tell us about Best Again.
This is a Blockbuster Movie and Videos CD, which has 21,000 videos. You can go through, get some ideas of what to go. Exactly. So you don't have to spend hours in the video too. And it's going to have monthly updates. $3 so you can keep it current.
Online, or is that a
Online, yes.
Okay.
Online.
And what's the other one?
The other one is the Cranberries new audio CD has this interactive line in it. So you can go in, put it on your PC, and actually play
So half audio CD, half CD on it.
photo album. Yeah, this is where studios would be done.
Well, I got 2 quick things to show you. First of all, the PC cam. Now, this is a color camera, $500.
Okay, you brought out this box, but you're talking about this. Well, I got confused here.
All right.
This is what you're telling me.
This is what I'm telling you about. PC cam. This is a color camera. There's a microphone inside of it. It's from Sony. On the back, we have video outlets and SVHS outlet that can go into any computer or
This
video
is like the
board.
quick camera we saw from Tim in the first segment, but this is color.
But it's color, and it's the same. No, it's a nice device, and very small, a very, very high video.
And how much?
$500.
Okay.
And this is Creative Labs 3D Blast for $350. The board of the future for 3D game playing. We're trying to establish a new standard for enhanced graphics in the PC world, and their Creative Labs, they invented the Sound Blast. I think they had a realistic chance.
But this is graphics video,
This is
not
graphics
sound.
video, not sound. They're moving up. 3D Blast.
Christine, quickly.
Okay, we have a passion for art, and this is a virtual art gallery. You can walk around, take a look at a collection that the public hasn't been able to see. And that's about $40. And then his group, which is often being compared to Tetris, it's just a quick, really addictive system.
Okay. If I asked Giles Bateman for his best new computer product of the year, he would no doubt say something having to do with the internet. So let's pop over to Giles Hangout for his recommendations on our consumer buying guide.
thanks to it, there's one application I wouldn't be on the internet without, and that's Claris Email. It allows me to input information about all my different email accounts, and then it will bring all those messages into one inbox, and one outbox for that matter, whether it's an American Online account, CompuServe account, eWorld, Internet, Radio Mail, you name it. And one of my favorite things about email is its address handling. Many of my friends have more than one actual email address, so I can input as many of those as I want. I've got, I think, 176 names in this entire list, and I can choose which address to send to and which address to send from. It will address the message appropriately, send it appropriately, and if I've enclosed any files, it will compress those appropriately. Go to Claris' site, download their free trial version. You won't want to live without it once you've tried it. Now, next, if you are trying to become a webmaster, set up your own website, I definitely recommend Webmaster Macintosh or Webmaster Windows. How to build your own web server without really trying really sums up the entire point. These will teach you how to set up a website from scratch. Now, last but not least, Tim was mentioning this earlier, but the Connect Quick Cam is really cool because if you have it, you can connect and participate and see the new conferences that look like this.
Thanks, Giles. Time now for this week's Computer News. Here's Laurie with the latest from Random Access.
In the Random Access file this week, the Wall Street Journal reports that Packard Bell is in financial trouble, forced to borrow money from its major supplier, Intel. Analysts say that Packard Bell guessed wrong in picking 75 MHz Pentium machines, while its competitors are challenging with 100 MHz PCs. The good news for consumers is that Packard Bell may be slashing prices just in time for the holiday buying season. Also good news for Macintosh users. Another phone maker has entered the market. UMax of Taiwan has signed an agreement with Apple to produce Mac-compatible computers. UMax will initially sell into the Asian market. IBM is taking the net seriously. Computer reseller News says that IBM will soon launch a new division dedicated exclusively to Internet software products. IBM has already committed to building a low-cost Internet terminal. DataQuest has lowered its projections for Windows 95 sales this year. The research company says it now estimates that about 15 million copies of the Win95 will be in consumers' hands by the end of the year. The original estimate was 20 million. Lotus has shipped its Windows 95 version of the Smart Suite. The new 96 edition of Smart Suite includes re-architected 32-bit versions of its basic applications, plus new briefware features. Zenith has introduced the ZNote GT notebook computer with a 12.1-inch display, the biggest in the industry. The Zenith screen offers 38% more viewing area than the standard 10.4-inch display. Running out of hard drive space, a company called FWD has announced a new 2-gigabyte hard drive. It's pricey. The internal version lists at $989. And if you're getting tired of swapping CD-ROMs, Alps Electric has introduced a 4-disc CD-ROM changer. It's a 4-speed drive that can switch among audio CDs, photo CDs, CDI discs, and standard CD-ROMs. List price is under $500. Finally, a new Gallup poll shows that PCs are the king of the hill now. 52% of Americans say they would prefer a new PC for Christmas rather than a new TV set. Well, that's it for this week's Random Access News. Back to you, Stuart.
That's it for this special Consumer's Buying Guide edition of the Computer Chronicles. I know this all went by very fast. We'll review all the top products of the year for you as we close the show. Remember, we'll be back again next week with more neat stuff in the world of personal computer technology. I'm Stuart Chaffee. Hope to see you here again next time.
Computer Chronicles is made possible in part by Hewlett-Packard Personal Computers, developing PCs for business. Additional funding from the Software Publishers Association, providers of educational materials to help manage software. Don't copy that floppy. Videotape copies of all Computer Chronicle shows are available for $32.50. Please order by phone number and product. And for more detailed information about the series, guests, and products featured, you can also order a subscription to the Chaffee Letter. In each issue, Stuart provides his unique insights and thoughts about the fast-changing world of personal technology. Videotape and the Chaffee Letter can be ordered by calling 1-800-800-9520. or by writing us at the Computer Chronicle.
Odds are you won't get to sit on Santa Claus's lap this Christmas season, but I'll bet if you did get to talk to Santa, you probably would ask him for something having to do with your computer. Well, today we've got a great list of gift ideas for the computer user on your Christmas shopping list on this special holiday edition of the Computer Chronicles.
The Computer Chronicles is made possible by Leading Edge, makers of IBM-compatible computer systems, including Lotus lookalike spreadsheets, word processing with spelling correction, communication software, and Hayes-compatible 1200 baud modem. Leading Edge with over 1,000 service centers nationwide. Additional funding is provided by McGraw-Hill, publishers of Byte. Byte's detailed technical articles on new hardware, software, and languages cover developments in computer technology worldwide.
Welcome to the Computer Chronicles. I'm Stuart Staffe. Gary Sildall is off Christmas shopping somewhere, I think. And sitting in for Gary this week is George Morrow. George, I'm going to show you something. This is my wallet. I'm not going to give any money now. These are credit cards. I want to show you one very special credit card. Look at this baby. Happens to have an alphanumeric keyboard and a 2K memory in here. I have my Christmas shopping list in here. Look at this. I can punch up somebody's name, and that's what I'm supposed to look at this. How long did it take you to put all that stuff in there? What's the difference? I had a lot of fun doing this. This is just a little example of a kind of high-tech computer present just as you get someone who's into these things for Christmas. That's what we're talking about today. Good ideas for Christmas presents for computer people. Let me ask you a serious question about this season. The Christmas season is very important in fact to lots of businesses, department stores, and so on. How important is the Christmas season to the computer industry?
Well, this year I think it's going to be a little bit more important than usual because the tax laws are all in this year. All the tax changes are now going to be in place at the beginning of the year. People are going to be spending money sometimes on equipment this year that they wouldn't normally. On the other side, the little bit lighter side is that I think in the computer industry, there's hope each eternal. That each Christmas, they will find a product. They will find its way into the home market really is.
Right. Well, we're going to find out. We're going to be joined soon by Paul Schindler and Wendy Wood, so you can hear directly from the experts about some great Christmas gift ideas that you can buy in a computer store. We'll be right back soon. With us now in the studio is Paul Schindler, who everybody knows is our software reviewer and specialist here in Computer Chronicles. And next to Paul, Wendy Wood, a specialist on just about everything dealing with personal computers. And, of course, George Morrow is back here. And we're going to be talking about goodies for Christmas that has to do with computers, and I'm going to take the liberty of starting because I have something sitting up there on the computer. If I can show you this here, this is neat. This is a program called Business Simulator. It was developed by the people who teach in the MBA program at the Wharton School at the University of Pennsylvania. They took their case studies that they use, and they put them all on a disc now, and for about $99 I think, you can buy these case studies. They call it Business Simulator because it's like a flight simulator. You can have just flying a plane and crash without killing yourself. You can crash a company without actually going bankrupt. So what you see right here, in this particular model, you're running a little computer company. It shows you who your competition is, who the CEOs of the other companies are. We've got various things we can do. I can go in and read the Wall Street Journal, for example, and see what they're saying about my industry. And there's, well, it's called the Business Journal, but we know it's take off of the Wall Street Journal. I can go in and take a look at some other things. I can go in here and read annual reports from my company, see how the company's been doing. And let's see, I can go see a balance sheet, for example, in the annual report, and go see what's going on. I can go back. I can also go into the file and read memos that have been written in this company before I came over and took over as CEO here and see what people have been saying to each other. Here's a finance memo that's going to be in the file about possible bankruptcy. I think you'll be familiar with too. Yes. Now, after you have all this information, you can actually go make some decisions about your business. So I go into make decisions, and you'll see we go into a decision menu here. Decisions about how am I going to price my product, for example. How much am I going to spend on advertising? What product mix should I have? Should I expand my factory capability, and so on. Once you do that, then you can go in and actually what they call process a decision, and it just simulates the business for 1 year, and you see what goes on. You then get back in and make your decisions again. The thing I like about here is that function R. If you get fed up with the whole message, you hit R and you retire. And it's all over. And you don't have to face these problems anymore.
This is true simulation?
The true simulation, yeah. These are real case studies, as I say, that are used in training MBA students. And you can now, there's 6 of them. And matter of fact, the company says you can actually get these custom made now for your particular business with the particular competitors, particular product mix, and so on and so forth.
I should get one of those.
Okay, George, I'm going to turn it over to you now. And I'm going to turn it over to Paul. Get ready for his own.
I've got Norton Utility. This has saved my
An oldie but goodie.
It saved my life twice this year. I corrupted files, and I don't know what I'd have done. I'd have to spend a month doing system programming. So it isn't perfect, but I have to say that it was awfully helpful to me. Now, George, you know I'm a record collector.
Yes.
And I have this
monster
database, 12 megabytes, and it's corrupted. And I got to go in and fix it with this thing. Otherwise, I'd still be at the keyboard trying to program assembly language to go in and get that file. So it really helped.
You know, most of the more relatively normal of us who count on Norton to get us through our daily lives use the unerase feature. I just want to mention, some people have heard that there exists a package somewhere that will unerase a file that you've accidentally erased. Well, this is it, and I want to be sure to mention that.
Yes, that's true, but there are PhD utilities you can get that'll unerase. Whether it does it as good as the Norton, I don't know. But as far as I know, Norton's the only one that'll let you actually go in and fiddle with a file if you need to.
Did not know that.
So your recommendation is Norton Utilities. Anybody doesn't have it, that makes a good Christmas present.
If you've got critical data, that there's a chance you'll corrupt. It's good to have on yourself.
I want to go to Wendy now for a minute while Paul continues to put his program together there. You have a mysterious white box.
Yes, this is a mysterious white box. Well, anybody who's been using spelling checkers knows how much memory a spelling checker can take up if you have it in RAM. And by the time you get to write your document, there's very little RAM left, unless you have a very powerful computer. Well, this is the first time that a spelling checker has been put in a box that's separate from your computer. What you do, this is from Xerox. It's hardware spelling checker. And it's from Xerox. It's called PC Typewrite. And what you do is you plug this into the keyboard port in back of the computer, and then you plug your detachable keyboard into the box. And then what will happen is as you're typing, if it sees you type a misspelling, it'll beep, so that you can stop at that word and make a correction. It's certainly the first one of this kind that I've ever seen. It's got a 100,000-word vocabulary.
Did you misspell something?
And it's also, you can customize it to around about 1,200 new words.
You know what it sells for?
Right now it's $199.95. This just came out in November Combat. So it's probably reaching the stores very slowly at this point. But $200 approximately, which is about what you pay for a good spelling checker anyway.
Yes, and so you had an oldie but goodie, so you've got a newie but goodie here.
I think it's a fantastic idea, by the way, as a regular habitué of spelling checkers. Of course, in my case, they're only catching typographical errors because I am a perfect speller. But, and I thought I'd jump in and mention that before you issued your usual caveat against spelling checkers. I know you don't care much for them.
No, I like them. I didn't think that I'd ever be able to say anything good about a spelling checker, but I'm using a spelling checker, not an online one. I use one that I check as I go along when I want to. It's an online spelling checker. And I've gone from being able to spell about 50% of the words right to being able to spell over 95% right. You're looking at someone who never passed the high school English course.
Well, you know, if you spell 90% of them, maybe that's the difference. Maybe that's the difference between success and failure in the computer system.
What toys do you have?
Well, first of all, I'm a great believer in books at Christmas. I'm an owner. I have hundreds of books. Most of them I've already colored in. No, seriously. I have a large library at home, and I'm a lover of books, and I always like to recommend books for all holidays, birthdays and Christmas. And in conjunction with my colleague Richard Dalton of T-Track Corporation in San Francisco, I have come up with several suggestions. First of all, the IBM XP Clone Buyer's Guide, which is an excellent $10 resource for people who haven't bought their XP clone yet. I mean, you and I both have ours, George, but there are people in this world who haven't bought theirs yet.
This is probably the only book on the face of the earth that's out of date 10 minutes after the success.
Well, there is a problem with that, but what it does is, in addition to often specific advice, it tells you in general how to look for one. It's from Modular Information Systems in San Francisco, and then here's a book with a spectacularly uninspiring cover, but the point is the information, not the package. It's $25, and it's called, cleverly enough, More Than You Ever Wanted to Know About Hard Disks for the IBM PCs. All hard disks, it's $25. It's from Landmark Software in Sunnyvale, California. All, as you well know, George, in the disk controller business, not all hard disks are created the same. Right. And they have different access times, different prices. It's more than, and of course, the capacity.
And different kinds of things can go wrong with them.
And different kinds of things can go wrong with them. This is a really thorough examination of just about all the hard disks there are.
Probably every user group should have one or two copies.
Absolutely. It's an excellent, it should be in every user group library and in a lot of personal libraries.
Oh, I'm asking.
All right, yes. Okay, this is Looking Your Best from One Step Software in Charlotte, North Carolina, $35. Now, I was rapidly entering some not very accurate information about myself. The idea of this program is it's a clothing advice. It doesn't do your colors, you know, the hot yuppie trend of 1986. It doesn't do your colors.
15 colors in the
but it'll do your neckline. Now, unfortunately, I got to say one negative thing about it. It doesn't distinguish between men and women. So when it shows me the neckline choices, as we noted when we were trying it out just before the show, it does.
You wouldn't offer you go to that high.
In the high cowl, I think it would be a little bizarre, but it's, you know, and then it offers you choices of the jackets. It goes through a very detailed description of yourself, your hip size, whether your shoulders are wider than your waist, which mine are at least for the next couple of years, and it's just chock full of advice based on things like the shape of your face and the size of your hips and all kinds of information that actually I had to think about quite a bit before entering.
Success on the disc.
Absolutely.
Okay, we're going to move along now. We'll be back in just a minute. Take a look at some presents for people who have Apple computers. First of all, let's go out and see what effect this Christmas season is having on the sale of hardware and software.
December is here, and once again, computer owners are faced with a surging need to buy, much to the pleasure of computer retailers. Some owners are ready to upgrade their systems, while others simply want accessories or gifts for their computer-savvy friends. Whatever the motivation, sales are climbing, and retailers are optimistic.
Our sales this year have actually improved over last year, and sales going into Christmas last year I think were very, very high. Our current sales are running maybe 4 times what they were last year.
Many shops prepare for Christmas by increasing their stock of high-priced luxury goods. But computer vendors are in the awkward position of balancing sales between corporate buyers and the growing consumer market, which is also becoming more sophisticated.
In the past, people were looking for systems sometimes under $500, I think the average consumer is now budgeted from $1,500 to $2,000 for a computer system, and for our store, most of the consumer lines can be purchased for that.
This year's flashy newcomers, like the Amiga, the Atari ST, and the hard-to-get Apple IIgs, provide attractive floor demonstrations, but they may not have the lasting impact of lower prices and more powerful machines.
In 1979, we didn't have the variety of computers that are currently available for consumer use. The Apple II computer was selling for $3,500 for a 16K machine. Those are all under $1,000 now for 128K machines.
We're back on the show here now. Just in case anybody thinks that the Paul Tunes is closed, having watched that program, this is now Wendy and this is now Paul. And George, actually, I didn't get to show you in the last segment. I want to show you right now because it really relates to the business user, kinds of things we were talking about before. This is called the business consultant. They don't call it a calculator or a computer because I'm not sure Little Tackett knows which it is. But it's a very impressive, either little toy or terrific business tool. I'm not sure which.
Probably a little of both.
The nice thing I like about this, it has soft function keys in here, 6 of them, and you can define them any way you want with this alpha keyboard over here. Create any formulas you want, and then you can solve them very simply. For instance, I created a formula here for figuring out the cost of my car rental. So I have variables in here like the daily rate, the number of days, the mileage rate, number of miles, the insurance cost, and I can now figure out the cost. I've already entered in the variable and I say, okay, what did that car cost me? Calculates then $226.25. You can go backwards, of course, also. Suppose I say, well, my budget only allows for $200. I want to define cost as being no greater than $200. I hit that function here. I say, now what's the highest daily rate I can afford to pay? And it tells me that rate is only $25.44. However, the fiesta is this stone. That little printer over there?
Yep.
No wires, no cables, no cords?
Right.
Watch this shit. And he's driving that printer to an infrared beam. And it can work up to about 18 inches, 60 degrees. A great little business tool to carry around.
This you leave on the desk, this you carry with you.
Yeah, exactly. Infrared printing. There's one other kind of device I want to show you which has nothing to do with business. This has to do with kids. And that's what Christmas is about, I guess. This is a delightful little thing that you can only buy this through mail order. It's from a company called Sunburst. They have an 800 phone number called the Muffled keyboard. It's a great way for little kids to get comfortable with a computer. They don't have to learn about the complicated keys. They don't have to know QWERTY. You have little letters here. I've got something up now which teaches kids about the alphabet. So I can use H, for example, and I see hamburgers. Right? The kids are thinking about it. I can learn about numbers by saying, well, what do 3 hamburgers look like? Or what do 6 hamburgers look like, for example? And they give you a little trick. And I can say, okay, what is G? Okay, well, it's goat. Okay, and they do little dances. And what is L? Okay, L is little lobsters. And what does S do? Can we little singing socks?
Now, how does this plug in?
Plugs into the joystick port on the Apple. And you have number input, colors, letters. The thing I like is simple for a kid. There's no enter key, it says go.
Right.
There's no escape key, it says zap. There's no delete key, it says erase. It's just a terrific little kind of user-friendly for kids way to interface with an Apple computer. What do you have for kids?
Well, this is for the kids that are a little older. This is something that an aunt or an uncle is going to buy for somebody. This is the SAT software that prepares you for the SAT exams. There's about 6 or 8 discs here. It will tell you how much time to spend on questions.
Sure, I'm going to stop this thing. Could you reset the record? Oh, you got it? Okay. Wendy's getting her program ready. Go ahead.
This will give you information on how to study for the test, how much time to spend on questions. The SAT exams, of course, are getting like the entrance exams in Japan. So the pressure is constantly more intensive, and something like this is certainly probably a much better preparation than any of the books.
Certainly great for the high school level.
Well, I took 2 of them, and I wish I'd have had something like this.
Well, I played with this myself, too. Very impressive, and it has a timer built into it. It has advice. It has different rates at which you can learn this stuff.
So it's a perfect gift from an aunt or an uncle.
It's like you were mentioning, Stuart, before we started the segment, there's a cram mode and a long-term learning mode, and I think that's absolutely excellent. So it's a little too late to buy it for this year, but for next year's students, there's plenty of time to teach them about that.
You have some neat looking programs.
If Christmas is for kids, then I guess this
Wow. I missed. Well, I'll keep trying. This is the absolutely hot toy. This is the product of the hot computer toy for this Christmas season. It's called Toy Shop. It's from Broderbund. It's $65. It's absolutely brilliant. Those toys are all made. These toys were all made from paper plans that come from the computer. Now you say to yourself, well, you could buy a kit of paper plans, you know. And so this catapult works. I've demonstrated that by shooting a couple of spitwads at you and Stuart. This carousel actually turns, and this car actually rolls. Now, I'm a 10-fingered klutz, and Broderbund did these for us. I'm not sure I could do toys of this level of complexity, but I have done a couple toys out of it. I'm going to do several more before Christmas. Two great things about it, really. A good project to do with your kids, and you can personalize these, put their name in, change the pattern.
Well, Paul, one of the real appealing things is something that you can make a computer do something or actually fix something together after you have the computer do it.
Exactly.
To make it simple, it really happens in the program. It's kind of a mini CAD/CAM program, right?
Exactly.
It actually, you design it, and it prints out on your printer these parts that you then use to
then glue together and add wood, and it's so simple, even I can use it. And we're talking simple. Now, speaking of simple, one other quick thing I want to mention, the Pen Mouse Plus from Curta in Phoenix, Arizona, brand new, just out of Comdex, $300 for people who don't like mice. This is a little electronic pen, and if you move it around on the surface of this, it moves the cursor around on the screen. Now, we didn't demonstrate that because it took too much time to set up, but allow yourself an hour or two to set this up, and if you hate mice, this is
kind of like a koala pad?
Yes, it's like a koala pad.
I have to tell, we should warn our viewers, though, this is a little transmitter there, and if you get close to another RF source,
like a television set or
you can't get to anything.
Right, so don't work in their TV.
Wendy, what do you have?
Oh, this is a great game from Electronic Arts called Thomas Dishes Amnesia. And what this is it leaves you in the beginning without any clothes on, in a hotel room. You don't know how you got there.
It's a family show, Wendy. Okay.
You have to get clothes. You have to figure out why you're there. You have to figure out what your name is. And it's the most ambitious text adventure that apparently it's ever created.
So the character at the beginning has amnesia, basically. You don't know what anything is.
That's right.
There's nothing. There's no clothes. No money. No food.
All the games from Electronic Arts are great. I hate to give any company a blanket endorsement, but I've never played a bummer from those guys.
Well, this has been fascinating. Everybody who has playing has enjoyed it. Comes with a map of the Manhattan subway system, which is programmed into the discs.
That's one way to learn how to use the subway.
Cross-street indicator.
Wow.
It comes with a telephone directory of mysterious names, which are clues.
Including the FBI,
Guide to New York City, right. Anyway.
And it's a text adventure game.
It's a text adventure game, and you go through this, and here, for instance, if you're going to be in the room and you don't know what's going on,
When do you always have the same outcome? Do you always...
No. So far I've been playing this game 5 or 6 times. First of all, I've ended up being convicted of murder, being tried and executed.
Get up a guest in the Computer Chronicles Christmas show.
I've gone to purgatory. I've ended up on the streets of New York.
You have one more toy there. You have a little bit of time. Tell me what you have.
Okay, this is a real cheapie. $10, great.
Stocking stuff.
It's called the Chocolate Bite. It's created by the Chocolate Software Company. Only 3 months right around the Christmas season can you find this in retail stores. It's pure chocolate, and it's very, very good. In the shape of a 5 1/4 inch floppy.
Can you open it up?
Well, it's a little broken here, but...
Okay, like one floppy there.
Yes, that's right. Anyway, it's very good.
And it's good chocolate.
Good chocolate.
Floppy there.
It is very good chocolate.
Okay. Well, I think that's about all the time we have. We've seen lots of great toys for kids, for grown-ups. If you have a computer, if you know somebody who has a computer, there's some suggestions for you. Thanks for being with us. We'll be back in just a minute with this week's Computer News.
In the Random Access file this week, as we get closer to the new year, rumors keep building about IBM's plans for new computers in 1987. Leading the speculation is the expected unveiling of the PC-2, a $1,000 PC featuring 3.5-inch drives, expanded memory, and enhanced graphics. The PC-2 reportedly will use a modified 8086 chip that will enable it to outperform existing PC clones. Analysts say the next step will be a flood of new software to take advantage of the new PC-2 design, software that will not run on the clones.
The rumor mill has it that IBM will unveil the PC2 in a Super Bowl commercial. And of course, there are the usual rumors that Apple will unveil a new computer in the Super Bowl, possibly an MS-DOS-compatible Macintosh. Other predictions for 1987 include the IBM version of the 386 machine, again using a specially modified version of the Intel 8386 chip. And finally, IBM will supposedly introduce an upgraded version of the PC convertible, featuring a better screen, built-in modem, 640K, and an optional hard drive. Ashton Tate says it will be coming out with subsets of its DBase 3 program for 386 computers. The company says it will unbundle DBase 3 so that the program's separate modules can take advantage of the power of the new 386 chip. Commodore says its QuantumLink online service has now become the second biggest online service for computer users, trailing only CompuServe. QuantumLink currently is only for Commodore users, and the company says it plans to open up the online service to IBM and Apple users sometime in 1987. For years now, people have been worrying about the possible health effects of sitting in front of a video display terminal for hours on end. Now, two doctors in Pennsylvania say the problem is not radiation from the screen, but lack of circulation in the fanny. The doctors say they found evidence of blood clots in the thighs of computer users, resulting from sitting in one position in front of the computer for an extended period of time. The doctors say you should get up and walk around every now and then to stimulate circulation in the lower half of your body. Time for a look at software, and here's our reviewer, Paul Kimball.
Much as I'd like to spend some time looking you in the eye today, this package is so spectacular that, well, let's go to the point. You're looking at Perspective, the best graphics package produced so far. The data for all these graphics comes from simple spreadsheets. They're controlled by 5 function keys, clearly indicated by a large number. Get a load of this first set of selections that allow you to decide what kind of 3D graphics you want to draw. There are 32 choices here. You just point at the one you want. Then, from another menu, you select the view you want for a menu of 16 angles. Plus, if you don't like any of the 16 views that Perspective offers you, there's a rotation section which lets you look at graphs any way you want. Even if you don't want to change perspective on a graph, this section of the program is fun to play with as a toy. Finally, the size and location of the label can be adjusted easily. And this program will soon be available in color. Perspective is $300 from 3D Graphics in Pacific Palisades, California. For the Computer Chronicles, I'm Paul Kimball.
Business Week magazine says this should be a good Christmas season for software sales. Best sellers are expected to be home printing programs like Broderbund's Print Shop and adventure games with special new leather goddesses of Phobos. If you're still looking for Christmas gift ideas, we have yet a few more tips for you from other sources. Syndicated computer columnist John Dvorak likes a new game for the Macintosh called Smash It Racquetball, and for the PC crowd, he picks Traveling Sidekick as a great gift item. On the hardware side, Dvorak suggests the Vectex Fanny Mac, a cooling fan for the Macintosh, or the Curtis computer toolkit, including pin straighteners, chip pullers, and other goodies. And Family Computing Magazine has come up with its picks of the best computer gifts of the season. In hardware, the magazine picks the Atari 1040 XT as the best computer, the Handy Model 102 is the best portable, the Toshiba T321 is the best printer, the NEC Multisync is the best monitor, and the leading edge Model L as the best deal in a modem. Finally, public television station WGBH in Boston has come up with an innovative way to raise money and take advantage of the high number of computer users in the Boston area. In February, WGBH will be conducting the world's first online auction as a fundraiser. Over 400 computer-related items will be up for bid, and all the auctions will take place online, but not on the air. That means you can participate in the auction and watch Masterpiece Theater at the same time. That's it for this week's Chronicles. We'll see you next time.
The Computer Chronicles is made possible by Leading Edge, makers of IBM-compatible computer systems, including Lotus lookalike spreadsheets, word processing with spelling correction, communication software, and Hayes-compatible 1200 baud modem. Leading Edge with over 1,000 service centers nationwide. Additional funding is provided by McGraw-Hill, publishers of Byte. Byte's detailed technical articles on new hardware, software, and languages cover developments in computer technology worldwide.
Stopping on this kiosk here looking for computer stuff. This is present for some hacker friends of mine. The trouble is, there's so many interesting things here, I'm really not sure what to buy. You having the same problem? If so, then this is your day, because we're going to bring together a group of resident Computer Chronicles experts to find out what their picks are for the best high-tech toys of the year, as we bring you our annual Consumers Buying Guide show on this edition of the Computer Chronicles.
Computer Chronicles is brought to you in part by Intel, microprocessor technology for the software of today and tomorrow. Intel, the computer inside. Additional funding is provided by the Software Publishers Association, providers of educational materials to help manage software. Don't copy that floppy. And by Hewlett Packard, Personal Computer Division.
Welcome to the Computer Chronicles. I'm Stuart Chisholm, and with me today is Paul Finley, Northern California Bureau Editor for Windows Magazine. Paul, we've got lots of new things to look at today. Let's start over. Stuart, this is one way of getting at a service called Radio Mail, and it's $89 a month for unlimited incoming and outgoing electronic mail. And the key is this Mobium portable cellular modem. That's $800 from GE Ericsson. This is the smallest unit you can hook up to get email. This is an HP95LS. But this same modem will hook to the serial port of any portable computer. You can get your electronic mail anywhere, anytime, on a boat, on a plane, in a car. It's the neatest way to get electronic mail. No phone, wireless speed. Pretty good. All right, if we're talking about mobile computing, I always use my notebook over here, right? You never have enough room on your hard drive, no matter how big your hard drive is. This is the solution. It's portable, in fact, pocketable, with a portable hard drive, runs on 4 rechargeable batteries. This is an 80 megabyte one for about $400. You get up to 200 megabytes in this little thing. This plugs right into your parallel port. Takes me about 30 seconds to install it. There you go. Take it home. All right. Paul and I will be joined today by Tim Bahar and Jimmy Smith for a look at the newest new computer goodies on the market. We'll look mainly at software and peripherals for IBM PC compatibles in the Macintosh, but there are people out there who don't use either a Mac or a PC. So we'll begin by checking out what's available for the other kinds of computers.
Millions of people shop for software and add-ons that are not for the PC, not for the Mac, but for the Amiga. It's the platform of choice for many who work with video and computer-generated animation, but a popular gift for any Amiga user is games.
The Amiga is the number 2 game machine in all of Europe. We get a lot of titles from the European community, Amiga community. So there's a lot of arcade-type games like Hired Guns, mainstream products like Kid Picks and Bloater Bunnies available, Sim Life, a lot of titles you recognize on other platforms are all available on the Amiga.
Some of the best deals can be found in multimedia productivity and authoring tools for the Amiga. Scala multimedia software costs about $300 and lets you create professional-looking presentations using all aspects of media.
You can take animations and graphics and backgrounds and text and fonts and add lights and flips and tumbles and transitions to them. You can add music, backgrounds and voice overlays and control how those work together. Put them all together into a real dynamic presentation.
Movie Maker is a non-linear desktop video and audio editing package that lets you combine full-motion video off your hard drive with computer animation. The resulting movie can then be transferred to videotape. Movie Maker costs $900 and runs on the Amiga 3000 and 4000 models.
It also needs a very fast fuzzy disk controller and a steady hard drive. It can animate through native Amiga display mode, or it can use DCTV and video creation. And that's really about it. It's primarily a software-based system, so there's no expensive hardware add-ons that are required.
For the Computer Chronicles, I'm Janelle Patterson.
Experts gathered here in the studio right now to share some new Macintosh products, including Jim Paul Finley of Windows Magazine, Tim Bahar of Creative Strategies, and Gina Smith of Electronic Entertainment Magazine.
Paul, let's start with you, and what do you have for me? A bunch of math stuff. Wanted to just mention Richard Dalton, the chief factor in your hand, picking the software out. And the first one I have is the new Grolier Multimedia Encyclopedia from Encyclopedia from Grolier Electronic Publishing in Stamford, Connecticut. It's $400, and the 1994 edition adds animated maps. Has a combination of sound and color in maps to demonstrate historical movement. This is the Civil War. They have another one that shows the westward expansion of the United States. Signed articles, bibliographies, just the finest CD-ROM encyclopedia, and I don't see any reason that anybody should use a paper encyclopedia anymore. All right, Lloyd, your next story, and I'm going to show something right now. This is a program called Collier from a company called Micro Frontier. It's image editing and a paint program for the Macintosh. It doesn't come in a very fancy box, and for a good reason. It is free, basically. It sells for $150 normally. They are giving away 1 million copies of this during this year. So if you get in touch with Micro Frontier and you're one of the first million, about $8.5 shipping and handling, you can get printed at their printing program for the Mac. What do you have next? I have Pixels Crazy, $50 from Cassidy and Green in Salinas, California, the worthy successor to Pixel Quest. It has many of the same elements. It has a little skip. It has crystals you can gather. It has the cool sound effects that was redesigned. And what I want to do is get up here and show you the second level, because instead of just gathering crystals, at the second level, you smash objects into the wall. It's a terrific game. It's always been a terrific game. It's good in color, and I just can't recommend it highly enough. Yeah, with all those hostilities on. Yeah, not that stuff down there. And if they don't hit the wall hard enough, they don't break. Oh, that's Crystal. All right, Crystal Crazy. Yeah, Crystal Crazy, yeah. And now, you're going to... I will play with something while you show that. While I show this. This is $500. It's the sticker from the Roland Digital Group in Irvine, California. You see this now, what's a sticker? Unbelievable is what a sticker is. It makes vinyl sounds. I'm confidently told it would cost you $20 to have this vinyl sound done. You put in raw vinyl into this device, you hook it to your Macintosh, you use some software, and you can do custom in any typeface you want. I did the Computer Chronicles. A little more strange the letters would have come out. All right, one more thing. This is the Disney screensaver, $50 from Berkeley Systems. You know, they say everything has been done in screensavers. This is incredible. They licensed the Disney characters. They grabbed the bitmaps from actual Disney animation, and it's hours of your files. You can just grab your folders and shred them off your screen. Funniest thing I've ever seen. Really cool. All right, Paul, thank you very much. I want to go over and join Tim. And Tim, what do you have up on the map? Thank you. This is a new product from Microsoft called Creative Writer, and it's really a word processor for kids, but you wouldn't know it. What you do is you see they've got an Idea Workshop, Project Workshop, Writing Studio, and Library. You're going to go up here to the Idea Workshop. And it brings us to kind of looks like a slot machine in reality, but it's actually a little device that we can use to give a story idea. So it's going to bring up a bigger version of it. And we pull the push down and it gives us a couple of things right. Until you get maybe the terminology you want to get the creative juices going. So this is the squirrel sprinted underneath the deserted island. It sounds crazy, but we'll go over to a white sheet now where we can actually start playing with the thing. When something comes up, and you already see the squirrel and everything, so now we can start playing with it. We can actually take that and add color to it, and perhaps we could even make it bigger by putting this. And then we can go to another segment and add a clip art item of some kind. We're going to go ahead and add a giraffe and put him in here. And now you can see we've got this kind of a crazy little story idea coming around. But it's a great little product. Absolutely. And I think that parents will love to have this for kids to get them the freedom just going and learning about writing. Right. All right, while you load up your next thing, let me say one thing. Very similar to what you were talking about. Cube Studio, another creative program, a little more graphically oriented, less text-oriented, from a company called Cyber Puppy Software. It's really neat for kids. As you can see, lots of pictures, lots of things that kids to play with and become creative, similar to Creative Writer. What else do you see? This new product is the newest version of Soundscape. And considering this something that's been really exciting, you can build your own city and try to figure it out. But they've got a new version called SimCity 2000. Right. And we're loading up right now a new version of one of the demo settings. This happens to be called Bob's City. And we're going to zoom in here real quick and take a good look at the bigger picture. And the idea behind this, of course, is to try to get as much of a city built that is either making money or at least doing well on its own. And so, first thing I might want to do is think a building that actually is uninhabited, and if it's uninhabited, it's costing me money, so I'm going to blow it up. That's what I've always wanted to do. But then we can go on the other side and actually start building some new futuristic things. For example, in SimCity 2000, we've got these beautiful new building ideas that are much more futuristic. And we're going to have to see this, what they call a Forest Arco, take it over here and build it out. And as you can see, now we have a whole new version of a much more futuristic world. SimCity 2000 can be created by the Christmas time. I don't know what to stand for, but to me like that.
Tim, thank you very much. Let's go over here to join Gina Smith. And Gina, what do you have on your map?
Hi, Stuart. I have the most different thing you've ever seen in your life, and it's not even a game.
Right, Gina.
This is a multimedia title. It's for PCs and Mac with video on drive. It's called Rock, Rock, and Roll. What this does is actually lets you mix your own music, like hundreds of pre-recorded tracks of blues, rock, and it's any kind of music. This is the blues. If you look at the longest line here are the tracks that you have to choose from. It's like 4 to 8 bars in time. We drag these in order to manipulate the chord order.
So you're really composing the song by dragging these little riffs and putting them in the CD?
Well, you want to turn around like the line, and then you want to take it home. Okay, so this is your song in order. Then you can adjust what your lead instruments are. As you see here, there's a harp. It's back here. Maybe you don't want two harps, so we'll change that to, say,
Okay. See? Better?
I like the sound of that. All right, and here's another harp. Maybe we'll leave that one.
Okay.
Here are our vocalists. Female vocalist. Our male vocalist. Down here is the key map, and if you look here, you can see what the various keys here. So if you look,
you don't have to play along with your keyboard.
You do it. F is guitar, you can sing. C, C, C.
Okay.
So now we can start our song. Oh, we want to adjust this too because it's singing. There's a little grading on me.
Okay.
So we'll change that. How about to a word?
Okay, good. Nice.
Much better. So we start our song. Of a track.
You're playing this, right?
This is it. We're playing everything. We're playing the voices here. How about a wow? It's pretty neat.
All right.
And that's about it.
I want to show you one thing. Bring it out of a second. I want to say something. There's a moral question on this. This is something new. It's over here. It's called the Game Tutor. Okay? And it's a little guy named Actors, and it actually lets you cheat on most of the computer games. Now, this is maybe not a lot of fun. You get frustrated playing these games, and you turn out getting anywhere. These are all the games you can cheat on. The games like Kirby, Boxing, A-Train, Beyond Box Castle. It's just so crazy. Paul was playing that before. You could have gotten next to a ship or a smart bomb. A whole bunch of other games here. You want to cheat on lemmings, and you can get all kinds of extra climbers and floaters and bombers, etc. Really neat game tutor. You can do better at a couple other things you want to do.
Some of the things really good. What I have here is the 4 living books here. And I always wanted to play Captain Kirk and Power Glorified Fusion on this Star Trek 25th anniversary from Maxwell. It's like a flight simulator, and then you say, well, fine, you fly, and you are.
Thank you very much. Coming up next, we're going to host a new release of Doc and Windows. Very well. And we have our fearless solution back here in the studio. This time to look at the Doc and Windows World. We're going to start off with Paul Summer. And what do you have?
Well, the first thing I've got is Flamethrower. It's $40 from the Bureau of Electronic Publishing in Parsippany, New Jersey, and it's everything you ever wanted to know about Mark Twain, his life, and his writing. It's a multimedia product, as all the Bureau of Electronic Publishing products are. And for example, we have synchro music and the only known video shot of Mark Twain by no less than Thomas Edison in 1909. And what we have is really dim, gray video of Mark Twain, but you can actually see what he looked like when he walked around. It's also got full text of all his speeches, and his difficult to find short stories. It's got video, it's got narration, and it's got pictures of all the characters in all of his novels. So that's really good. Flames World on CD-ROM, by the way. So while you load up your next thing, I want to show something neat over here. This is called Teddy's Big Bear. This packaging for software. Okay, a little warm, fuzzy teddy bear. And look at this. Software for kids 6 months and older. To run your program, you just have to keep on clicking on the mouse. Very easy. Great for kids. Their first experience with a computer. Teddy's Big Bear. It's a wonderful thing. What do you have? Speaking of kids software from a great kids software company called Davidson's in Torrance, California, this is $40 and it's called KidCAD, which is a 3D CAD program for kids. Now we're going to switch over to the city view, and on this vacant lot here in the middle, it's going to build a house. Once it's done that, we can go to the design studio and we can have 3D objects. It helps to have a lot of computer power behind it. Just showing it on a 66 megabit computer. This drawing is kind of slow if you're on a slower machine. My 12-year-old Marlo and my 9-year-old Ray really loved it. You can add dinosaurs, and very quickly I'll just show you that if you want to erase that building, you grab the slasher and these giant fists come in and destroy the building. Now, I have one more that is... You still got one to take over. Hard grabber is $400 in Pacific Crest Technology in Newport Beach, California. Now, what this is it is a special purpose scanner that scans, you put a business card in here, it scans it, saves the optical image, and uses optical character recognition to pull the data out of the field, turns them into ASCII, and allows you to put it into a database. It connects to the parallel port on the portable computer, so it's light, it's relatively inexpensive, and if you're like me and you're compulsive about putting all of your business cards into your database, it's going to save you about 10 million feet a year. I am really excited about this product. Card grabber. Real quick, I'm excited about this game. This is called Morphing. It finally takes morphing and puts it into a game environment. Watch this stuff for a second. It's sort of an automatic demo here. What you do is you get into trouble if you're a person, so you turn yourself into a snake. And if you get into trouble with a snake, you turn yourself into a tank or whatever it happens to be. It's really cool. Let's just see one of the quick morphs that takes place right here. Let's see. Actually, your little windows don't do much now, but when you grab things, your little windows right up and things and grab. And show me a morph. One other time, guys. There it is, and it becomes morphing. And now it's going to morph into a jet plane. Fly. Here, huh? Okay, I'm going to leave you and go here to stand behind. You can turn the sound down here, Paul. Then what are you going to go? This is another interesting new product from a company called Visioneer in Palo Alto. It's a personal scanner called the Paper Map. And you might have a piece of paper on your desk that looks good, you want to go in there. And all of a sudden, you have it now in a digital form on your desktop. Very fast. Very fast. Yeah, $500 is just about to come out. And what makes it interesting is that now I have this new scan device, and I can take a really good look at it. I can actually manipulate it if I want, really put any colors on it or whatever, send it back. But more importantly, I can now take this and stack it with other things, other pieces of paper, as well as with maybe a spreadsheet or something I want to send, and I just load it down to the whole document. Or a fax. That's without needing any drawings. Get rid of the product. $500. Real quick, let me show you something. This is News of the Past, a neat little functional product out there. You know, you can get $7 or $8 just for money to get one of these little things. You know, what happened on the day of your kid's birthday? You can print all these things out. It has a history for the last 100 years. So find the day you want for somebody's birthday or anniversary, send out a little neat frame, something like that, and you got it. It's called News of the Past here, and News of the Past. Yeah. This is another interesting product. It's Sunnydale, and it's actually what it looks like is just a regular cellular phone. But it's intriguing because it's actually got a regular RJ11 connection in here, so it can be a regular modem, or it could actually be a full cellular modem. So I can just take this particular little device and plug it into this, plug this into my portable computer, and now I have this full wireless cellular modem. So I can now just, without any connection, connect to my MPI, copy to the image with a cell phone with a modem built in. Right. What else? The other thing that's kind of interesting, in my pocket, I've got a full 16-bit stereo sound card, a full steady adapter card, and a hard drive. Absolutely. These first two cards are from a company called New Media in Irvine, California. This first one is a full steady adapter card, and I can stick this in any machine with any 15 connect it to the steady adapter, and now have a CD ROM or any other steady adapter. The other thing is a 16-bit stereo sound card called Wave Jammer, also from New Media, that I perhaps this last one is the most amazing of all of them. And this is a 105 meg hard drive, 2 platters from Maxtor in San Jose, California. This will be out after the first of the year in a full Type 3 PCMCI format. And it's amazing because it's 2 platters, and they're trying to get this in probably 18 months. Maybe they make a 400 megabyte one. I'm going to go join Gina. And what are you planning, Gina?
That's good. I've got something really new, and it's something called movie film.
Like me?
Well, you've got 44,000 movies here listed, and like a lot of student-based movie guides you can express them. But this is something really unique. It will actually recommend movies based on your preferences of movies you've already seen. Here I'm up on the 8th floor, and I can say that I really like The Highlander, which is a great movie. Pioneer, excellent, and hit the continue button.
So we're sort of going to guess the characteristics of those movies. So if you like those, you'll like these.
Exactly. Yes, maybe that I can work, joy, and it also has something that's really very unusual. A lot of interviews, movies,
Yes, sir?
yes, sir. Almost some video clips, and not those little tiny jerky video clips even. So we're going to look at a preview of the Townhouse. And we have that.
Listen, we can stop that, and then tell me what the real controls are.
Well, this is ideal for the young teenage boy in your house. This is the ideal break. First model is called the 100,000 for 20 pounds. The reason is about this is the design. If you don't understand that, ask the kid if you use the fire button on the top or the trigger button on the front. I also have the sports fan and kick button, which is also available in basketball, pocket logic, and you can use it.
We're talking about two graphics I'm going to show you. This is Turbo Touch 360. Usually you see this kind of input just in Nintendo games and 30 games. This is for a PC, okay? So you get all the full control you might normally get in a Nintendo controller. And also this is sort of touch-sensitive things. So you don't get what they call numb thumb. That's really cool, Turbo Touch 360. For little kids, for big kids, look at this one. This is actually an input and an output device. If you're doing lots of video presentations, if you don't want to go back and look at the screen all the time, you want to listen to audience, this is your controller for mouse and keyboard, numeric keypad control, plus a little monitor over here. You can not only see your presentation, pull up your notes, pull up a preview of what's coming up on the screen. It's the video search is under a really great tool. It's a really great tool if you really do lots of presentations.
There's one other thing I want to but it will help you fix up your house a lot. This is called a home
Video on again, so got video on. Gina, thank you very much. That is our Consumers Buying Guide show for this year. Stay tuned now for this week's Computer News on Random Access.
Random Access file this week, multimedia emerged as the main theme of this year's Combat. Exhibitors at the Multimedia Showcase say sales of multimedia PCs is expected to triple in the next 2 years. The hardware price reductions and more and better CD-ROM software titles. Other big issues at Combat is wireless computer systems paired with laptops and PDAs. Power PC versus Pentium. We'll give you a full report on the issues, products, and people at this year's Combat in a few years. Sales of Windows hit the 40 million mark this past week. There are now 16,000 companies developing Windows-based software applications, and Microsoft says Windows is responsible for the creation of more than 17,000 jobs outside of Microsoft. Digital Equipment has introduced the new DEC PC XL series of high-performance upgradable quality system Pentium PCs, which it calls the most expandable PC in the industry. The modular mother card data card approach will let users upgrade within the Intel Pentium line or convert to the Alpha AXT later on. The new digital price just under $4,000. Dell says it's doing Pentium-based XT which is given a Dell for $3,000, including a Super VGA color monitor. Dell also announced that it now offers factory installation of OS2 on its PCs. We're talking about extended development on a 32-bit node processor for OS2. The company says instead it will release the
32-bit word circuit, 523 for OS2, with support for the REST programming language. Math Ace makes computers like an arcade-style game, creating an educational program to teach kids about math. The Digital Math Navigator Box leads kids on a journey that covers over 3,000 math problems covering fundamental concepts from basic arithmetic through algebra. That's it for this week's Computer Chronicles. I'm Janelle Stelson.
This week on the Computer Chronicles, our annual Consumer's Buying Guide show. Paul Schindler of WinMag.com and Byte.com gives us his picks for the coolest new gadgets of the year, including a device that lets you watch your PC's DVD drive on a remote television set. Chris Gorman of Creative Strategies shows us the amazing throwaway collapsible keyboard for the Palm Pilot. Chris Carla of Next Generation magazine has found the coolest new computer game, Redbeard's Pirate Quest. And Tim Baharan of Creative Strategies shows us a brand new Polaroid digital camera for under $150. Plus a tour of the best online stores for buying electronics and computer stuff. It's the annual Consumer's Buying Guide show. Coming up next on the Computer Chronicles.
The Computer Chronicles is brought to you by BigStar.com, with thousands of videos and DVDs for the whole family. Additional support by TechWeb for up-to-the-minute technology news. And by TVA, Television Associates, bridging the worlds of computers and video with DVD authoring and MPEG encoding services.
Hi, and welcome to the Computer Chronicles. I'm Stuart Chaffee. It is time for the annual Chaos Show, our yearly edition of the Consumer's Buying Guide special. We have assembled here 4 high-tech journalists and analysts who've been scouring the stores, the catalogs, and the web to come up with the absolute coolest and newest high-tech gadgets. And joining me for the first part of the show are 3 people who have become regulars on this annual special program. First of all, from CMT Media, WinMag.com and Byte.com, editor Paul Schindler. Also, Tim Baharan, president of Creative Strategies, and also here is Chris Gorman. Chris is principal analyst for consumer products, also at Creative Strategies. And Paul, why don't we start with you? You've brought a couple of goodies, which is
I have. I started off with the compact Arrow. You know, there's a lot of personal devices, electronic devices, that including the Palm Pilot. This one runs on Windows CE. A lot of them do.
Now, everybody has a Palm Pilot, basically, and yet you like the compact
I like the compact Arrow. Good price-benefit ratio at $250.
Okay.
And I believe that the future of software in the handheld world is, like everything else, headed to Microsoft. So I think Windows CE, which is the operating system.
So you like Win CE.
I like Win CE.
Everybody else
tends to...
I won't ask these guys to vote right now.
No, because that's a vote.
But you like the compact Arrow?
I like the compact Arrow. $250.
By the way, this is the thinnest one they've ever done in this category. It's pretty nice.
Yeah, it is a nice design.
Not the color one, although there is a color one.
There is one. Okay, but that's $250.
That's $250 for that.
Okay, let's move along. You have a big fat printer.
I have a big fat printer here. This is the Lexmark G51, also about $250.
What kind of printer is it?
This is a inkjet color printer.
inkjet.
And, you know, if you haven't been in the printer market a long time, in a long time, as I haven't been when I started scouting you, you'll find 2 things. Number one, they're way lighter than they used to be.
Right.
And number 2, they're less expensive.
There's dozens of these things out there. Why do you like this?
I like this one for the reproduction quality, for the ease of setup.
So it is good quality.
And because I told my colleagues at WinMag.com, and this one came up as, you know, the printer that computer people use.
Is this home or like even office?
Mostly home. It's a price home. The volume of an office would be too tough on it. Very lightweight construction.
All right, the last thing we want to show is really cool. So I've got a piece of it over here.
Anyway, all right? Now, this is $88. And these plugs in the back, which are showing, okay, this is remote DVD watching. Now, suppose you have on your computer a DVD player, as many computers do now.
So I can watch a DVD movie on my PC, but I don't want to.
You don't want to. You want to watch it in the kitchen.
on the TV set.
On the TV set. So what you do is you hook your PC up to these plugs.
So
you take
PC out to that thing.
to this transmitter.
Got it.
Bring up this directional antenna. You put this in the kitchen. Turn the directional antenna. You plug your television into the receiver.
Television out to the TV.
And there
And
you
I've got a little IR network in my house.
And the other thing is, if you turn these around, they have the little infrared
There's the
receivers.
IR port.
So you're creating an IR network or an IR tunnel. That means you can use the remote control. You point it at the transmitter in one room. It sends the signals out to the television.
So we're in the
room.
kitchen watching the TV. I can point the remote to that guy, and it'll actually change the volume or the whatever.
Precisely. It's a few hundred feet. It depends.
But I mean, work in a normal house.
Work in a normal house.
That is very cool. What is this from?
This is $88 DVD anywhere.
Wow.
Great.
It's
amazing what they're doing with computers nowadays.
All right, Tim, speaking of which, your turn. What do you got for us?
Well, the first thing I want to show you is the newest version of the Palm family.
Let's turn that on if we can.
Yep, it's called the Visor.
That's not really a Palm, though, right?
It's using the Palm OS. It's from a different company. It's actually from the guy who created the original Palm.
Right.
What's significant, though, is that it has this cartridge capability, which this happens to be a tiny ridge thing. So
that's like a ROM cartridge with different applications in it?
Right, and it means that this can do many things. So that, for example, in the works are a card like this. You can it in your telephone, you can it in your MP3
So it's not just software in that thing that can actually change the functionality of the device itself.
Right, this really is incredibly versatile, but the good news is that its price point is $249. This is designed really for
it's a compact aerial, right? And in the future, you can expand it and make it do all kinds of things.
That's right.
So it's sort of a little bit of a kind of Game Boy, a little bit of a Palm Pilot.
Right. Again, the fact that it's real low price really means it's a good consumer product.
And it's by the guys who invented the Palm Pilot.
Jeff Hoffman.
Yeah. Okay, what do you have next now? That little camera.
Yeah, the next thing, now this looks like a pretty normal digital camera, but this sets a new price point. First of all, it's a 640 by 480. As you can see, it has the flash and has the LCD on it, right? But it's got a list price of $249.
$150 for this.
Right, and actually a street price is probably going to be lower than that, probably $139 or something like that. But this sets new price points, and it's really...
The digital cameras come down to everybody now.
Absolutely, at that price. Not the low-end cheap optics, though, right? No, it's actually very good optics, and again, it's 640 by 40 resolution.
That is amazing.
You really go like $1,500 for something like that.
And they're not even going to make the money on the film on this thing. I mean, I think it's a deal.
No, amazing.
All right, so what else? You got the IMAX sitting over here.
Yeah, now this is what is quite a puzzle. This is the IMAX DVD. And this is actually interesting in two contexts. First of all, this is just in the design. This is the unit that has the graphite. But more importantly,
you can see right through the thing, which is cool.
It's really pretty.
But what's the port story?
But the ports are what's exciting. It's got 2 FireWires, 2 USB, the Ethernet port, as well as audio in, audio out, and a Toku modem.
Okay.
And really what they've done is they've made this a video editing kit. It's just really nice. And so I'm going to be able to take all kinds of video and...
so you get your digital camcorder.
Sure. And it's really not like digital video studio.
Right. Yeah, turn that one on. Okay. So DVD drive in there?
Yeah. DVD drive. Turn it in, put it in, and now I can watch any DVD.
And it comes bundled with video editing software too, right?
All of it's for $15.99.
I mean, the price of the DVD cam. So you have a neat editing station also.
Again, it's really one of the
so that's the IMAX DV, and there's a special edition also.
This happens to be the special edition. You can buy a similar one, which is not in color, for fishing web.
All right, now let's get to something really weird.
Speaking of color,
what is this?
This is a machine that was actually created by AMD.
It's a computer.
It's a computer going to be used by other companies. And what it is using the AMD K62 450 megahertz chip with 64 megs of DRAM, although you can expand that up to 256.
And that's the whole ballgame.
Yeah.
What is
CD-ROM, 24F CD-ROM, right? And a 4 gig hard drive with, of course, the mouse and the keyboard and the stereo speakers for $499.
Now let's turn this thing around, because what's interesting is the sort of expandability and portability of this thing.
Right. This is what also makes this unique. You have a telephone,
modem built in,
new USB ports, audio in, audio out, microphone, video source for the video monitor, and Ethernet. You have a reference model. AMD created this to show computer manufacturers what they could do with the internet. That's correct. That was the original issue, and then they went and told them, for example, the first company that's going to have this is BioStar, and you're going to have these in storage actually now. So the idea of sort of an internet PC mentality.
Yeah, this is a new category that's just being fleshed out right now. And there's literally a called internet PC. They're full PCs, but the emphasis is to be able to use them for internet connection, very low
So
cost.
iMac like no floppy drive comes in.
No floppy drive,
Right.
although with USB I can put just about everything in it.
Exactly.
Right.
Very cool. All right, Chris, let me turn to you, and we see all these great things, and of course a lot of people go to the web now and want to buy these things. So you got some good suggested sites to go to buy gadgets.
We got some sites here to explore not only the products, but some of the value added and some of the technologies that
Okay,
are being
so
added to
give
it.
us the ones you like. What is
So
this one?
what I'm liking here is Beyond.com, and Beyond.com is a site for all the hardware PC, software, hardware,
Gotcha,
games,
so hardware, software,
etc.
safety.
What I like about it, you're not assaulted by ads. It's real easy to navigate. The categories are filled by the tabs.
Okay, so it's not just the products they have, but you like the interface, you like the way they sort of treat you like a customer.
Right, exactly. It makes it real easy from the get-go. And here we find the
There's
contact
Paul
now.
Dow.
Paul has
Higher than
a
the
little
price
higher
he's charging
price,
for it.
a little more
Okay,
shopping.
so we'll go to Paul.com there. All right, so Beyond.com is one you like. Who else?
The other one I like is iGadget.com. This is sort of the high-tech, on the cutting edge like you guys are here.
Okay, the guy who looks at the shop for anatomically slimmer catalog when it comes in.
Exactly,
Okay.
exactly. They've got a variety of different kind of categories from the Furby kind of high-tech
So
gadgets.
is the computer
to
stuff too, and
lots
the
of
digital
computer stuff,
cameras
a
and
lot
all
of
that stuff?
wireless gadgets. This is a great site to kind of
If you're into
explore.
batteries, this is it. Okay.
Yes, talking about it.
All right, what else?
Great.
This is different.
This is different. This is a Land's End site. And what I like here is this virtual model. You can actually personalize if you're daring. If you're,
Well, that's
you know,
what I wanted.
late
You
at
buy
night.
clothes online and then you're worried that it's not going to fit. So you can sort
Apparel is a
of put your little
huge
avatar up there.
Exactly. But what this represents is that as time goes on, we're going to be having ourselves on here and
There
be
you
able to
go.
have
So you're going to look at the piece of clothes and sort of try to put it on and
Put
see
on, yeah,
whether it
put
looks
the-
good on you and whether it fits.
Right.
And after he was too big or too small.
actually, because they will suggest the clothing page with personalized.
If you give them the dimensions if you're brave enough to do that.
Sizes together.
Okay.
I'm not
If
going
you're
there.
honest,
Yeah.
so landsend.com. What is this?
Switching gears, this is KDKids.com. KD Toys is the number 2 retailer for toys.
Right.
And they have really a number 1 site
So
there.
for toys, you like KD Kids.
I like
There's a couple other
KD
biggies
Kids.
out there, obviously, but you like this one.
I like this one for a number of reasons.
Okay.
Again, the interface is really easy to use. My mother.
That's the endorsement you
This
want?
is cool, yeah.
Okay.
In part because they have on the site here, you can shop by age, by brand, by category.
So it's easy to find. You're shopping for kids right now, so you need a little help.
Right, exactly. The other big benefit to them is that you can pre-order the new and big toys that are coming out.
And it's the
So
Furby
instead
of the year or whatever.
Exactly.
You say
The
when
hot
it comes
toys
out.
coming out, and they will give you notices to what toys are coming out. You can put them in
And they got the Pokemon junk, of course. Not junk. Sorry.
No,
The Pokemon thing.
And finally, this ultimate gift shopping experience from gift.com. And what this allows you to do, it gives you a gift finder. So it allows the shopper to have a little more input as to
So if you're not buying for yourself, if you're buying for somebody else, you're not really sure what to get. Oh, you know him too well. You know what can you buy Tim, the man who has every gadget in the world?
But
you got to go to Land's End for Tim.
But a lot more value added for the buyer's experience.
You want to sort of figure out what would be best for someone. You put in these different little. So you like answer little surveys. Here's what the person's like, and they'll suggest the gift.
We'll give you 15 things.
So again, let's point out, you pick these things because it's the interface. I mean, it's the customer experience is what we're talking about when you go online.
The online shopping market is on track to be about $330 billion market now.
Wow.
So we're looking at a huge expansion of this, and vendors are
And a lot of the sites seem to go out of their way to make it as difficult as possible to buy.
Some of them sure do.
Yeah, so when you find one that's easy, let's cut it.
And if you're into gadgets, go online and buy them. All right, guys, thank you very much. Well, coming up next, some great new computer and console games, some fantastic new palm-top gadgets, and some great new notebook computers. We'll be right back. Well, there is more. Joining me now with some very cool new games is Chris Carla, editor-in-chief of Next Generation Magazine. What's your favorite game, Chris?
Favorite games, all of them.
All right, you brought a couple I know we want to show. Yeah. You say this is the best hockey game out there, NHL 2000.
Definitely. Best hockey game of all time. EA's always had great playing hockey. And now this year, these graphics on PC accelerated are better than ever.
All right, this is a Windows game.
Yep.
And yeah, it is smooth. And look at the body movement.
Yeah, it's just really fantastic. It's got motion capture. It's got play-by-play. There's even a feature where if you take a picture of your face with a digital camera, you can put it onto a
Oh,
player.
you become one of the players.
Oh, yeah. So,
without FIFA, of course.
yeah, exactly.
All right, so this is in demo mode. So you're not really running anything.
No, it's playing itself right now, but the Red Wings are winning.
Now, how about when you are playing? How's the control on
The
this?
control is great.
So the
and-
gameplay is good, too.
And what's really nice is that unlike in past years when there's kind of always a secret play that you just always score, this
Right.
year you really have to play hockey. You know, drop passes, one-timers, that kind of thing. It's the only way you can score.
Better than even the hockey games on the game console.
Definitely.
Really?
Better looking, at least.
PCs runs better then.
Yep.
That's amazing. All right, now speaking of consoles, this is obviously the hot baby right now, the
Definitely.
Dreamcast. You like it.
I love it.
Everybody loves it.
Yeah, in fact, it's the fastest-selling console in history.
Really, they've really done it.
Oh, yeah.
Now talk about the controller. That's one of the things I really like about the Dreamcast.
Well, the really nice thing about the controller is, if I can just turn it around for you, is that you can see it's got these analog triggers, so you can sort of really control how much gas or brake you give it.
Right, you can use both fingers on your
Exactly.
triggers.
And then the nice thing is this thing right here, which is this is where you save your games. It's called the visual memory unit. You turn it over when you take it out of the game controller. It's got a little
miniature Game
screen
Boy.
here. Exactly.
Do you actually play a little game?
Yes, they call it a PDA, but it's not really. But it's pretty cool.
But you can, the cool is you can save a game on this thing and then take it to your friend's house, put it into his Dreamcast, and play the same
In fact,
game.
if you have two of them, you can actually hook them up and exchange data that way.
Oh, dynamite. All right, now another hot game I know you like is the new version of Age of Empires right here. We don't have it up and running because it takes a long time to load, but tell us why you like this.
Well, this is a real-time strategy game, and unlike the previous Age of Empires, which was set with the Greeks and the Romans, this is now set in the Middle Ages. You can play the Vikings, the English, the Japanese, and great play balancing, really detailed graphics, and just they've really done their sort of historical homework on this game.
Now, the original Age was a big hit, obviously, because, I mean, there's a lot of these types of games in their zone.
Well, there's a lot of them, but a lot of them, you know, just have orcs fighting against each other, that kind of thing, and Microsoft sort of put a different twist on it. It's going into history, and it's really been successful.
And actually, you learn a lot from the game, right?
And it's a good time.
So if you know what Age of Kings, you like that. Now, the coolest thing of all, let me move our Dreamcast away here, because I want you to show us something over here, which is called Redbeard Pirate Quest. This is one of these real leaps forward.
Yeah, definitely. In fact, this is something my magazine wouldn't cover. It's for older gamers. But everyone in the magazine likes it so much.
It was older than you?
Yeah.
What's the deal here? So this is a boat.
So what this is a, you know, it's a standard sort of pirate play set, and it attaches to the computer through the serial cable. It's very simple. And then on screen, you can see the boat here. And when you move the characters, the company makes this Zowie Interactive has some sort of secret technology. When you move the characters on the boat, it knows right where they are.
So you move the physical character and the computer character goes.
Exactly. And then when you want to sail the boat, you take one of the characters, just this girl here, put it in the wheel, and then it goes there. It's a little bit of loading time.
You're loading up, so it knows that she's going to go in the boat right now.
And now, it's done loading, we can sail in the boat.
Okay, and it knows which character is which.
Yeah, it knows, you know, you'll see, it's the girl at the boat.
Okay.
She's sailing towards this,
and now, no joystick, no mouse, you're navigating with the wheel.
Here I use the steering wheel. And if you want to see what's closer, you can go to the controls now and use the
it's so cool.
Yep, and it's fantastic.
What's it, with a cannon thing, same idea?
Yeah.
Do you shoot other boats with that?
I dropped somebody over here on the cannon.
All right, so now she's running the cannon.
Yep, so if I want to fire, I just move the cannon to aim, push the button, fire.
That is so dynamite. So, I mean, forget, you know, the generic joystick and the mouse.
Exactly.
You really have a real game that works on the computer.
Once you get this running, you don't need the keyboard or the mouse at all.
Yeah, and just plugs in like a joystick?
Yeah,
like
it's really easy. It takes 5 minutes to set up.
How much does it cost?
$60.
All right, one more thing. I want you to show us this one over here, Chris. I guess you might call this the girls' version of that same idea. This is another joystick, right?
Exactly. This is called Ellie's Secret Garden. And
okay.
It's
Ellie's Enchanted Garden.
Ellie's Enchanted Garden. Sorry about that. Same kind of thing. You can move these different characters around. And this one actually has more things that move than the...
And somebody has plugged into the serial port. This is the way you run the game.
Play the game. This is just moving these characters around.
A little non-violent for people who don't want that.
Exactly.
Very cool. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
All right, well, now on to Palm Top and portable goodies and some amazing new products and technologies. With us again, Chris Gorman and Simple Hire and Creative Strategy. Tim, let's start with you, and you have, I know you're a big portable notebook kind of guy. This is what, the new ThinkPad?
Yeah, this is the new ThinkPad in the ultra portable category. The ThinkPad 240D. Yeah, weighs about 2.8 pounds. And
it's an inch,
it is $17.99. Great keyboard. But what they've done different than some of the other ultra portables is they've actually added all the ports, so you don't have to have a port replicator to control it.
So this is the whole ballgame. Plug in everything.
Stereo, parallel, and video out. And so for $17.99, you have a great little system.
What processor?
This is a TQ, I believe it's 266.
Okay, so I mean, it's a hefty little machine.
Good little machine, right, and it's got about a 4 gig hard drive on it, so it's pretty solid.
That was amazing. All right, now I know you also like this new compact Armada. Why?
Well, a couple things. First of all,
we're watching a movie on it.
We're watching a movie, right?
We've got a DVD drive.
What you've got is a slice. The bottom slice has the DVD
Oh,
player.
one of those jobs where you just pull apart.
The 3.5-inch floppy, everything's there. So basically, this is my desktop replacement, and I literally do that as a desktop replacement.
So this has it all, but even this baby's pretty small.
Under 5 pounds. But when I go on the road, what I do is I pop out this, and now I've got something that's about 2.9 pounds. This again is a Celeron, but it's a great little system, and it works on the road for me now as a first portable system.
And you can leave this guy at home on your desk,
and they do the same thing. They put all the ports on there. Yeah, really, really smart design. This is actually considered right now probably the hottest in the market.
And what does this thing cost?
The portable itself is $18.99.
Well, can you buy it separately? Just the price,
right? And then the slice runs about, I believe it's about $200.
That's such a brilliant piece of design. This is just like that thing in half lazy junk.
It really is. It's one of the best.
Now, you really want to get small. A lot of people are not familiar with this thing. Tell us about it.
Right. This is from a company called Scion, and it's called the Resolve. This is the newest handheld device in this category. And basically, I can go in, put calendar, scheduler, notepad, phone number,
This is more than just a PDA, right? I mean, this is a computer.
It really is. When you really get down to it, it's a computer in its own right. And the keyboard is a little small, but you can't actually type in it as I type on it.
But I mean, you can do spreadsheet, word processor, the whole bit in here, right?
Yeah, this has a pen with it underneath it. So the pen is, although it's so sensitive, I can just move it through, and then use the keyboard.
So if you want to really go beyond the Palm Pilot kind of stuff and really have all kinds of, software functionality, you can use this thing.
Right, and it's just on the market now for about $2.99.
And Scion, people may not have heard this. In fact, I think it's the world's largest seller of Palm Top devices, just not in this country.
They come out of Europe, and it uses an operating system called the FF32, but it is one of the largest sellers around the world.
And it is tiny, small,
yeah.
and you sync up with your
yeah, put in a little cradle,
same
just
idea.
like the Pilot, the Palm Pilot.
Right. Speaking of which, what is this thing we're going to over here?
This is real interesting. This is Pocket Mail's product called the Backstrip. And what it does is it's basically an acoustic couple modem for the Palm Pilot. So I put my Palm Pilot in it, and I activate the software, and then I take this to any telephone, to anywhere in the world. Right, and it's really a modern-day acoustic coupler. Stick it on the phone. It was designed by some ex-NASA scientists, and it's actually the most powerful acoustic coupler.
So you don't have to look for a phone with an RJ11 jack. You don't have to turn around a wire. You just find any payphone.
Around the world, man.
Around the world. So it doesn't matter what standard.
Especially because it's an acoustic coupler. It has noise canceling. So I just stick it on the phone.
So it actually works. I mean, you don't worry about at the airport, the announcement comes on and it screws up your download.
It really is a superb little thing, and it's $99 as well.
$99? Yeah. That is amazing. All right, Chris, I know you're a Mac person. You find these little Windows things boring over here, and you brought your iBook, and let me bring it out here so everybody can see it. And you love this baby, huh?
Oh, what's not to love about the iBook? Besides being sexy and...
Looks great.
Oh, it looks fabulous. But it's a high-powered machine.
It's a good computer, huh?
It's a fabulous computer, because it's got the CD, it's got the
You
USB.
also sort of turn around here, but it's got the ports over there, I guess, huh?
The well-touted
you got the handle, the famous handle. It's cool. It's cool.
Very cool.
Little ports over there.
But it runs a D3 at 300 megahertz.
Okay, but I mean, it's an iMac portable, so you get all the power of the iMac.
Everything that Apple does great.
iMac to go, basically.
Yeah, and this is really consumer, student-oriented thing.
Yeah, it really is targeted to consumer, and Apple's got it going specifically to that. I mean, I don't think I would put that into a business meeting.
Well, I think that's the against ours. It's consumer maybe from the get-go, but because it's so high-powered, it's a great machine for anybody who's...
Well, it maybe depends on how old you are, right?
I think so.
If you're in your 20s, you can carry your iBook.
Yeah, there's no question the kids loved it.
Yeah. All right, now, Tim's been playing around with this little thing over here. Chris, I want you to show us this. This is really an incredible new piece of technology for Palm Pilot people.
Right, this is the Equio from
Equio, okay.
And
let me hold it for you, make it easy for you.
A leather organizer.
It looks like just a little organizer thing you buy to carry your pilot.
You've got your Palm Pilot. You've got your regular pad of paper
on this side. Ballpoint
but underneath this pad of paper is a pressure-sensitive pad that tilts left to right. You can see on the video. So you could be in your meetings, taking your notes, and it creates
And it sends it
the pilot.
to
Well,
RF.
the piece of paper talks to the pilot.
Right, it's going
Exactly.
RF wirelessly
So
over to the
write some more,
pilot.
Chris. Let's see this.
And the pilot is then capturing this data in ink, and then when you go back and sync it in to the software, it becomes a bitmap image that you can then take and put it and embed it in any document you want, and then send it in email or to have it in.
So these guys who struggle with the graffiti and the right little things on the pilot, forget it. Just write two notes over here.
That's actually blind now.
As you say, you're in a meeting, you're trying to say directions to somebody.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow, that
And
is
it's
not
about $2.99 just in the market now.
Oh, the Etherio, E-T-R-I-O.
From Exercise.
That is so cool. All right. Speaking of so cool, I'm going to ask you to top yourself. If you're a Palm Pilot person, and again, you're tired of the graffiti bit, you have the ultimate solution.
This is awesome. This is really awesome.
It looks like another PDA.
It looks just like a hard shell for PDA.
Oh.
There's one here. This is a
Full-size
full-size keyboard. This is
keyboard.
the throwaway keyboard you think outside.
Yeah, and it's really
That's a 100% touch keyboard.
100%.
Full travel.
Right, and it's designed specifically, this particular one is for the Palm platform.
Okay, so show us. You stick the pilot
You pull out that
right
little
up.
bit from your...
Okay, you
the
stick it right in there.
would sit here. You type in whatever...
And you sit on your airplane, and it doesn't matter if the guy leans his seat back. It's not going to show your laptop
Right,
anymore.
Exactly.
And where I actually like it is when you have a Palm 7, especially with this system,
Right.
you're able to basically type your emails, and I've typed actually a long email in here and sent it.
So it works with the 7 also?
7 as well, right. And it makes it a very compact little idea. And when you close it back up, you can do that.
Yeah, go ahead. Sure.
You know, what you really got is you see...
You can literally put that in your jacket pocket.
So if you two of these together...
Left pocket, right pocket.
Right. That's the entire system.
That is amazing.
It
You
really
almost
is.
don't even need one of these notebooks now if you want to do just basic stuff. And you say with the 7 email and everything else.
Yeah, especially with the wireless connection. That makes that really powerful.
How much is it going to cost?
$99.
Okay, world's changing. Thank you guys very much. Well, that's all the time we have for the special Consumers Buying Guide show. Hope you found some must-have new goodies. Thanks to all our guests for doing their homework and picking the best of the digital litter as always. Be sure to check out my weekly web radio show, by the way, talking about this week for more ideas on cool gifts. Just click on the radio link at the About.com homepage. Thanks for joining us on Computer Chronicles. We'll see you again next week.
To purchase a videotape copy of today's program, call toll-free 1-888-310-7850. Please specify the show number and the topic. The Computer Chronicles is brought to you by BigStar.com, with thousands of videos and DVDs for the whole family. Additional support by TechWeb for up-to-the-minute technology news. And by TVO, Television Associates, bridging the worlds of computers and video with DVD authoring and MPEG encoding services.